All right, hello, hello. Welcome in, Stargazers. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I can just have this on now. It's crazy. How is everybody? Hello, Getsu. Hello, MG. Hello, Sim0. Hello, Johnny Virgil. Hello, Janu. Hello, Cerulean. Hello, Kisakai. Hello, Stockler. Hello, Babylon. Hello, Hide and Slide. Hello, Caliber. Hello, Weston Fox. Hello, Blank. Hello, Vessa. Hello, Lilithic. Hello, Janu. Hello, MG. I'm repeating names now, but hello, hello, and hello, Raul. And hello, Maya. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello, Airtane. Yeah, time does fly. Time absolutely flies. Goodness, time definitely flies. Jump scare? Morning and happy birthday to Gladia and yourself. Well, Dark Turtle Knight, happy birthday. Congratulations. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And Gladia too. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I hope you are having a good birthday, Dark Turtle Knight. Also, hello, Nanashi on the Twitch side. Howdy, howdy. Hello, hello. That's fun. I'm glad that you share a birthday with an operator. I hope everybody is having a good day, though. Regardless. I know it's not the easiest day for some, and to those people, I wish them all the best. I know it's not an easy day for everybody, but I still hope that we can have fun today. Alright. So today, we are going to be going through our final round of fashion reviews. At least for the moment. At least for the moment. This is our final round of fashion reviews, I think. I'm going to do my best to try to get through all of them. And then we've got, like, a few days if anyone wants to make, final buying decisions. I personally have not bought any of the skins because I've been waiting to go through all of them, but I'm pretty sure that I am going to be grabbing, Mizuki and Cantabiles. At the very least. Not an easy day? Am I missing something? No. There's just, some people have had a harder day today than others, so. Yay, let's go. It's really nice. It's a really beautiful skin, MJ, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab it. No, not the Roach one! I'm not grabbing the Roach skin. I'm grabbing Cantabile. You have to eat to Aroma soon, or watch your operator record, or both, or I'll be sad. Oh. I had no promises. Need the Gladia one, and it's her birthday, perfect timing. There you go! There you go! Finale? What does that mean? No more of these in the future once more sets come out? No, I'll do more in the future. Just, finale for this section, for this we've gone through like 100 that were all released for this event. So no, don't worry, I'll keep doing any others that appear. This is just like the finale for this giant collection, because I think we've done at least like, what, 5 or 6 streams just for this collection? Something crazy like that. Oh, okay, thank God. You guys really like these, huh? And Star knows how to zoom. Oh my God. You guys are never gonna let me forget this, are you? Yeah. I don't want to think about all the other skins I've gone through where I didn't know how. I don't want to think about that. It's good content? I'm glad you think so. Reaction content is good content. Alright, well, we'll jump in here. We'll jump in then. How's that sound? We will turn this one off. We will get this one on. And jump in here. That is not- there we go. Alright. And let's remove our course numbers and clears and grab our clothes hanger. That is the wrong clothes hanger. Let's grab this clothes hanger. There we go. We can see that a little bit better. Alright. We'll jump in here. Jump in here. We gotta go very far down. Thank you very much for subscribing. MGD! MGD Kratos. Hello, hello. What a familiar sounding name, but hello, how are you doing? I hope everything's going well. Alright. Hang on. A little too far? Slightly? Wait. Trying to remember where we are. Okay, nope, not far enough. We need to be at Doberman, I think. There we go. There we go. We landed on Texas previously, and we're starting with Doberman. What? Someone just subscribed whose name is MGD. I'm not sure, MG. There's been some added skins, by the way. Wait, there have been? Oh dear. I was not aware. We will have to do those at some other point. Were they added in front? There are 3 new ones? Oh goodness. In front. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind for the future. Alright, we might have to do those later. I need to get through these ones, and then we might... I wasn't paying attention. We might have to backtrack a little. But we'll see how we can do today. Behind the live 2D ones, I completely missed. Alright. We'll jump in here with Doberman. Alright. I feel like I was afraid to look at this one before. Or maybe this was one I was told not to look at, but this is nice. I like this uniform for her. The chibi right off the bat is very fitting. This feels like a fitting outfit for her. I don't know too much about her, but I like how elegant the storefront is though. Actually, let's see what the whole display here is. So it's like this rainy night. We're in front of a bookstore. Okay. Ignore the new ones for now. You can come back to them later because they'll be in the shop longer. See, that was my understanding too. Yeah. It's so sad we have to skip Lappy? What do you mean? Wait, is that one of the ones to skip? I think I was... Did I have to skip that one? I don't remember now. MG said Lappy skin is a spoiler. Oh, okay. I thought I was... Okay. It's so elegant. The only reason I haven't bought it is because I don't use Doberman. That's fair. I actually really... I don't use Doberman so much in the team now. But Doberman was absolutely, like, one of my main team members until I had Lappy and Chobai, because I really love Lord Guards, and Doberman basically introduced me to the general, even though Doberman is not Lord Guard, Instructor kind of introduced me to the concept of Lord Guard, so I really enjoy having the range. I enjoy having the range. It makes me happy. It makes me feel a little bit more secure. I love the Lord Guard's niche. So Doberman was kind of my introduction to that. And the other thing is, I didn't realize that she was a gacha operator because she's so prevalent at the start in chapter 0 that I thought that you automatically got her in your first 10 pull. I thought she was guaranteed. I didn't realize that she wasn't. I think I've had this conversation with other people too. So I really like Doberman. I really like Doberman. I think this is a nice outfit for her. I love the very, like, calm environment. She's not, you know, she's in this type of intense military armor, but it's sort of this rest point, right? It's sort of this relaxation and not necessarily being thrown right into danger. It's kind of this point of rest and contemplation, which I like. Let's zoom in here a little bit on the books, because I'm curious if we can see any of them. It doesn't look like any of them can be made out. I was curious, but... Nope, it looks like they're all pretty obscured. This one has a little sticker on it, I think. I don't see any of the others, and this one has, like, claw marks in the design. I don't think you can make out any of the titles. Alright, I was curious about that. Bookstore's open from 10 to 8, that's good. Is the bottom left one an IS item? I don't know. The claw marks? I mean, that's kind of what they look like to me, visually. Again, open from 10 a.m. to 8. Good to know. And I don't think we can make out any of the newsstand. Nope. Alright. Where and book. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I think I like this because it just, like, bookstore on a rainy day just has that sort of calmer vibe to it. And it's like, I don't think that I think it's a feeling that everyone relates to enjoying, but I feel like it's not something people would typically put in an illustration, you know what I'm saying? The atmosphere is something that I think a lot of people can relate to being a very calming, contemplative feeling. You know, bookstore in the rain, I think is just a very common thing for people. But it's not something that people normally choose to put into an illustration, even though I know a lot of people enjoy that type of vibe. So I think that that's a really interesting idea to sort of put that into the illustration. And then to twist that and not have it be like a general casual skin, but have it with someone in lieutenant uniform, right? I think that that is a really interesting contrast. It's combining two worlds that you normally wouldn't see together, and I think that there's something very... risky? I think it's good that they're taking a risk like that. Not necessarily risky per se, but it's combining two elements that you normally wouldn't think of putting together, and I think it works. It's also meant to evoke a more vintage feeling, since the uniform is also very early 20th century coded. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a very nostalgic looking feeling. The skin really hit hard for me. I think you perfectly captured why. Unorthodox? Yeah, I don't know. It combines a lot of things that I think people find comforting, familiar, and nostalgic, and then it's combining it with something very structured, intense, powerful. And it is that combination of feelings that I think creates a really great marriage of the two ideas. It is a mood. There you go. Yeah, the rain also gives that very wistful feeling. That very wistful, nostalgic feeling as well. Especially with the black and white newspapers prominently displayed, you wouldn't see that nowadays. Well, all of Terra, I think, kind of takes on an older aesthetic. You still see newsstands. You still see newsstands around. But I get what you're saying. When I first saw the skin, I had no clue it was her. Really? Well, okay, to be fair, it is kind of hard to see her ears. I think her ears are sticking. Yeah, you can kind of make out her ears. They're kind of... No, that's not where... Where are her ears in this? Because your ears can't be that far forward, and yet I think that's supposed to evoke the shape of her ears, so they're hidden behind the hat, I guess? I feel like that would be a little bit uncomfortable, but I guess there's enough room if they're tilted down more? In the beret, the metal ears are decoys? No, I can tell that the metal ears are decoys. I'm just trying to think of, like, I'm just trying to think about the way that your ears would have to fit in this. Because they'd probably have to be... I don't know. I feel like it would be a little bit squished, especially for a Doberman. Because Doberman have really large, tall ears. And I feel like it would be a little bit crushed. How big are her ears? They're pretty large. Doberman ears are, very long and pointy, so... But yeah, I still think it's a very nice... I think wistful is the best word that I can give this. I think it's a very wistful skin. I think it's a really nice and wistful design. Alright. Series selects Lieutenant, clothing modified from the Bolivarian military uniform, with some accessories coming from Doberman's own collection. Interesting. Okay. And it's interesting, right? Because we see her, what would have to be, like, the false ears here in the front. But yet, that is exactly where they have her, where her regular ears would normally be placed on her chibi. So that's funny. I feel like this was probably meant to be where her actual ears are. It's just that in the skin, they couldn't be that far forward, unless I'm just not seeing something. Unless maybe they start back here, and then this front piece is kind of like a layered area. Unless it's kind of going around and through. It's an interesting idea, but I think it's definitely meant to show as her ears. They might be tucked under the hat and then going through the fake ears. The uniform definitely gives ceremonial vibes, especially with her whip looking like aiguillettes. Interesting. If you read her vignette story where you read the Kaobe one, you can get a little bit of context. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, thank you. Yeah, I think they're probably tucked under her hat. It's a nice one, it's a nice one. The whip does look very cool, yeah, I agree. Okay. For this next skin, I think you said it was okay to read, but I still might avoid it just in case. Alright. Next one here is, Saria. Okay, this one's interesting. The chibi. The chibi has their leg up in this fighting stance. I don't think we've seen that even with what's her name? We didn't even see that with Feeder. Saria has her leg up in the chibi. You can read it? Okay, alright. I just want to double check. It's interesting. We don't normally see a chibi pose like this, or at least maybe we do in a skill, maybe like a skill 1 or skill 2. But not as much in the idol. Not as much in the fashion catalog idol, I feel. I really, really like the very dynamic strawn pose here with all the debris flying everywhere. It's a very, very, very strong directional pose. Jen and Theater should have had this type of pose, not Saria. Yeah, it's funny, right? For a defender, especially. Alright, why do you hate- I don't hate you! I don't hate you, THLBH. I don't hate you. I have to review all the skins fairly. Alright. I love how strong the pose is here. I love the... how firmly planted she is, how dynamic everything is. It's a fairly common dynamic pose to draw, having this kind of angled footing. But it's drawn really well, and it works really well for a defender type. She seems very, very firmly planted, while everything else around her is chaotic and falling apart. And it makes a lot of sense to kind of have this very grounded element. The overall composition is sort of a little bit squarish, so it shows her sturdiness. It's a little bit rounded just to fit everything in. I don't think this is rounded in the sense of it being, like, happy and fun and cozy. I think this is rounded in the sense of showing this ball of chaos, right? And the edges are all very sharp. They all have the flying concrete, the flying bricks, the flying panels. Everything kind of is given sharp points on the edges. And then she has this very strong, determined, confident stance. Very last stand feeling. Yeah, I agree, I agree. Missing a boxer outfit? This is fine, I guess. Tangent? No! Where do you see tangents? Is it the light? Is it the light here? Oh dear, where do you see tangents? Oh, yeah, okay, I see it. I see it. It's the panel and the shield, right? Yeah, I can see it. Well, alright, it's not the worst thing in the world because at least part of her horn is sort of splitting it off, sort of separating it. I didn't immediately see it. It is one of those things where once you see it, it's hard to unsee it. But this one does not bother me as much. This one is not, it's not as aggressive because this horn is really, really helping to push things away. Her head is still in the way, so it's fine. Yeah, exactly. Her horn is doing all the work there. Let's see. We zoom in here. See a lot of canisters and things. I don't know what all of these items are. You guys are better with the weaponry than I am, for sure. So I'm not as good at identifying the weapons. I think it's interesting. I like this combination that she's holding up the shield while pulling on her bandage. This is a very clever... This is a very, very clever visual, I think. It creates this, strong... Like I was saying before, right? Strong, confident, intense feeling. Taking a closer look at it, I actually don't know what's going on here. Healing gun? There you go. How about the light on the canister making it look like it's connected with her skirt? The light on the canister making it look like it's connected with her skirt. This one's not bad. If this is what you mean? No, it's broken up enough. This is, I wouldn't, unless I'm not seeing what you're talking about, I don't think this is a tangent. It has just enough to not be a tangent. Ammo pouches and some smoke or concussion grenades? Yeah, if they're like smoke bombs, maybe? But I love the visual here. I love this, like, holding up the shield. So you already have to have a lot of arm strength for that, and then pulling the bandage on your arm at the same time. I'm taking a close look at the gun, and it has no trigger guard or trigger. Isn't it just this giant piece here? Wouldn't the whole thing... I mean, yeah, it's not the same way, but I think it has more of the handle of, like, a staple gun or something. The part in front just seems to be floating. This part here? This is connected. It's closer to a cock gun than a firearm. That's fair. She's holding the gun wrong, the lower fingers are in the way of the trigger. I mean, yeah, looks almost like a silicone glue gun. I think it's fine. It helps it not immediately accidentally go off this way if you have your fingers in front of it. Because it doesn't look like she's trying to fire it immediately, right? So it's kind of probably trying to hold it back, and then you can quickly switch your fingers if you needed to. I know that someone who probably knows guns better than I do is probably like, that is so stupid, Star, it doesn't work like that. But you know what? I think it's fine. I think it's fine for this, because as people were saying, it's not a standard gun. It's more like a healing gun from what we understand, so I think it's okay that it is not the exact same that you would imagine. I see it, like people said, more like a caulk gun, a glue gun, or like a staple gun. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I do really like the extra pieces on the shield here. It creates a lot of good visual shape language. This kind of crossing effect going on. And I also like how it's angled upwards, so it feels less like a refrigerator, because I know people have been saying that it looks like a fridge door or something. But yeah, I don't know. I also really like the color scheme. I like the color scheme between the bright oranges, and the more muted, like, camo, the muted green here. Muted green with the bright orange is a really good color combination for this. Which Terra skin do you like more? I really like how this looks from a visual standpoint, in terms of the composition. The lighting, the shadow to light. But I think I prefer her base skin the most personally. Just because I like the chibi in it more. I think that the colors of it in the chibi just make more sense to me. I personally like it more. I don't know. She's only seen this one, the other is somewhat forbidden for now. Yeah, I can't look at, there's one that I have to skip over entirely. I will let you guys know. The other thing is, because I'm seeing a few names here that I don't really recall seeing in streams before, so I'm just gonna throw this out there now. I really like going through the story of Arknights as naturally as possible, and I've only just finished Act 1 and I have not progressed further. So please, please, please be wary of discussing anything spoiler related, especially Bloodline of Combat. It's something where I've been told where I can read the text that's being given to me for the fashion review. But please don't give me, like, the backstory of the character. Please don't tell me, like, where the weapons come from or what they're doing. Please do not give me any extra context. I don't want to know. I want to be able to go through this naturally. I want this to be a surprise. So the fashion review with the skin discussion is vague enough for me. But please do not say, like, oh, this is when such and such happened. Or this weapon is made through such and such means. Like, just please be, wary. I appreciate you guys, keeping that in mind. It means a lot. So that goes for both the YouTube side and the Twitch side. Please just mind the spoilers. Thank you so much. Alright. Let's see. So, I've been told that I can read this, I just don't want to think about it too much. An outfit worn by Terra during the confrontation between General Jurisdiction and the Research Branch. Though her surroundings crumbled under the onslaught of arts colliding, her conviction never wavered like the land itself. So this does tell us that this is sort of this intense, strong, confident last stand. I like that a lot. Even the whole world is, like, crumbling around you, and she's still standing strong. I think that's really nice. Alright. And then our next one here is Angelina. Alright. Angelina gets interesting skins, I feel. Especially the more beachy ones with the desserts. So this one has a very different vibe. Goodness, that's a lot of belts. Let's see here. So many belts, yeah. Might as well be in Final Fantasy. Let's see what the whole composition looks like. Rayless would have a stroke from those belts. Oh gosh, yeah. Okay. I can't really make out our environment, but that's okay, because I can tell that that's not the focus here. The bright blue flames with the bright red coat is a great color contrast. I think that that's really nice. Lots of belts for no reason at all. Yeah, the blue and the red look really great together. Really, really strong together, I think. I'm trying to think. Else can we see here? It's an interesting pose. It's very, like, I can't really tell what she's doing. I can see the one hand is gripping her staff. The other hand is sort of just, by its side here. Yeah, it's, the fire is an interesting touch. I can't really tell what her position is. Like, what's going on with this hand, what's going on with the feet here. She feels a little bit imbalanced. I can't really, What is the massive item on her back, though? Is this not just the carrying case for the staff? That's what it looked like it would be anyway. Otherwise, I feel like it would be really hard to, carry around. I feel like she's mid-casting? Yeah, I kind of get that idea. Like, you usually have to have some sort of hand movement when doing, some sort of casting in general, right? Alright, I'm curious, do the belts, like, are they just, there's just a ton of belts. There's just a lot of belt design here, okay. I can tell an attempt was made to give the belts function. A successful attempt? It's a lot of extra belts, but I don't see as many functional needs for it. You remember the busy Kyobei skin? Same artist? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Well, at least the face is drawn nicely. Her hand is forward, the staff is straight, but it goes behind her. Yeah, and the staff doesn't look like it's in the middle of doing any of the casting, so... And then, does she have, like, goggles hanging? I can't tell if these are goggles or not. And then something that I guess is holding up the coat. This looks like multiple layers of belts. I'm having a little bit of a hard time making it out. Well, okay, one thing I can say is I always admire how people can render the hair. Because doing hair this voluminous, right? This voluminous is not easy, so I think that they did a really good job with Angelina's hair, because I imagine that drawing Angelina's hair is not the easiest thing in the world, honestly. I think this is, like, very hard to get all these strands looking good together. So I think that did a good job. I just started learning to draw. The hair is just impossible. Hair is really, really difficult. Hair is very, very, very difficult. Especially when you have it layered like this, and with the way that Angelina's hair, for her twin tails is so thick, it's really easy to not make it it's really easy to make it look too, solid, I think is the right word. It's very easy to accidentally make the hair look too solid, and they do a good job with getting just enough separation that it still has a lot of a flow while having a more solid base, and that's not easy to achieve. Kind of do vibe with the oversized gloves. Yeah, I have no problem with the oversized gloves. But yeah, the hair is definitely harder to draw. So I guess the blue fire is the visual of her arts. And I think that the blue fire with the red jacket make for a really good color contrast, especially with adding the red a little bit on the belts here, a little bit on the accessories, a little bit on the shoes. It ties the whole thing together well. And the way that the blue is integrated throughout the piece helps it all harmonize together. Also, having her hair as sort of this big, voluminous shape that is around the same size as the red shown in the jacket. You see how the jacket has, like, a lot of it back here is this more muted gray on the underside, and we just see a little bit of the jacket peeking out? it's around the same color size ratio as her hair. So I think that we have a good balance there. And then the largest color that we don't pay as much attention to is the grayscale of the background. And the color and our eyes are immediately going to her face, which is where we see the warmer color. So we have less of the warmer color and more of the muted color. But because the muted color is not the first thing our eye is attracted to, having that be the larger color source works well. Alright. Distinguished Visitor. The outfit worn by Angelina while she was stationed at the second final defense front. The substance of reality slowly flows between her fingers and her tools. Okay. So it is sort of this, like, gravitational pull arts work. And I see the hand, kind of guiding those flames. Okay, I understand that. Alright. With twin tails especially, it's very easy to end up with more hair than can physically fit on the head, so the artist has to know how to cheat that convincingly. Exactly. That's such a great way to put it, Lillian. The artist has to know how to cheat it, and they have to not make it, like... Do you see how heavy this looks? How heavy her twin tails look in particular? Like, Angelina's twin tails are very, very... are very large. They have a very large base. So I think that this is hard to pull off, but I think they were able to split it off enough where they could still fake the believability of it. Alright. Okay. Alright, immediately I'm drawn to the color contrast. This, the black coat and the pure white background. This is very interesting. Okay. Intense pure black coat and bright white background. And it looks like there's a lot going on here, so let's see. You should get this skin. I like her base one, though. Alright. What are we seeing? She's got some kind of very, very intense expression. A little bit of, strawberry jam on her face there. Let's see. Tattered clothing. We've got these angel statues. That kind of like this headless mannequin. Headless mannequin visual. Okay. She's a messy eater. We love the strawberry jam. She got hungry. Alright. Oh, okay. There's coins here. There's money. There's money in a few places, actually. There's an entire river behind her of strawberry jam. Let's see. See if I can make out any details here. So the statues themselves are headless. And she's holding a pocket watch. That's interesting. And there's still coins coming out of the pocket watch? And there's some sort of blue flame around here. In skill, the visual is blue? Okay. These statues, however, are not headless. Okay. There's, it looks like she's in some sort of church. There's, some sort of religious thing going on. Again, bloodline of combat. I don't actually want to know. I'm just making visual observations. Don't tell me. But this is interesting, that there's a lot of statues here. And there's little ones too. There's larger statues, there's smaller ones. They're both against this piece here. And I can't quite... Okay, there's like rays, there's a symbol in the center. Kind of gives me Triforce vibes. And the columns are interesting. So this is definitely a very important place visually, I can tell. She's got one sword fully brandished. Definitely used for spreading strawberry jam. Oh gosh, yeah, there's something very intense happened here. And then this one is stuck in the ground, so she's not bothering to use it. She's only really actively using one. You know, I never really realized... Her swords are so weird, but I love them. The swords are a very interesting design. Because the swords remind me of compasses. And she's holding a compass. The swords remind me of like a protractor compass, right? Like for architecture. So this is interesting because you've got the intense Greek architecture behind her, some sort of religious temple or monument, something important here. And then you've got the, yeah, pocket watch. So you've got the pocket watch here, and then you've got these compass-looking swords. I'd love to see if these move, or if this is just like the way that they're carved in their design. Because I'm getting Masonic temple vibes. I'm getting like a Freemasons energy from all of this. I could be extremely wrong, but there definitely feels like the design of these swords were not made at random. It feels like there's something very intentional. It kind of has a compass feel, a time feel, a watch feel. I'm not really sure what it is because it's a little bit too obscure for me to quite make out, but it really does feel like it has some sort of important meaning to their design. Are there skulls on the pommels? It does look like that, yeah. It does look like that there's little skulls here. I think you're right. I think you're right about that. Feels like a fancy pair of scissors taken apart? Maybe? I don't know. This just doesn't seem like a random design to me. The swords have a cheese wheel motif. Alright, this is interesting. And I think I saw MJ also mentioning the subtle blues and purples here. Yeah, very, very, very nice. Subtle blues and purples, decorations on the outfit themselves. Blue and purple, which I guess someone mentioned was related to her skill. A little bit of blue notice in the ears here. And trailing down into the tattering of this coat or dress. I'm a sucker for these kind of color schemes. It gives me the same color scheme as the Mastema skin that we saw earlier, which from what I could tell was also in a very intense place. That blue-purple shading, that blue-purple blend of color with the bright white environment, it feels very, very close to the Mastema look. The colors are muted, but they still stand out so much in mostly black and white. The reason that they stand out so much, you actually just answered it for yourself. The reason that they stand out so much in black and white, even though they're muted, is because by comparison, they are the most saturated color in the piece. So even though, if we were to separate that and put it in a brighter environment, then you would probably say that the colors almost looked muted or gray. But against a fully grayscale image, they actually look very vibrant and bright to us in comparison. That's why it's so hard to play with these colors, because it's really hard to balance the intensity and saturation of them. You think that what you have is either too dull or too saturated, but the way that they play against the background actually is going to determine how they appear to the naked eye. Like, we can actually see a lot of magenta in this piece, we can see a lot of blue, and then here is actually very, very vibrant looking. But this actually, if you were to put this against something else, it would probably look pure gray. But when we look at it against gray, it looks really saturated. I love the little bits of gold. I'm very curious about the little bits of gold. It looks like someone lost a necklace here too. Necklace, gold. She has some of the gold, along with the stopwatch. Or pocket watch, I should say. She's definitely dressed like an early 19th century Edwardian gentleman. I'm not really sure if I would say Edwardian gentleman. Look how tattered these things are. This is very, very, very ripped up here. So normally I think I could agree with you, but in this case, not so much, I don't think. It's quite ruined. This skin goes hard. It really does. The pure confidence emanating from the skin. Her tail's so disheveled I thought it was part of the ruined coat. No, it's just behind here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, the pure intense confidence of this face. Like, she owns the room right now. She owns the room. She probably just did something horrific, but she definitely owns the room right now and she knows it. And like just pulling off this facial expression in the drawing is really, really nice. It's like a really well drawn face to capture that kind of chaotic, yet like it's chaotic, and she definitely has the crazy eyes, but there is a sense of satisfaction in them. There's like, this is sort of like admiring her work type of face. So I feel like that's hard to pull off in a drawing. But overall, yeah, it's a very, very well done skin. I don't think the chibi has as much of the intense blues and purples, but I love how it's painted in the skin itself here. Alright. Is the text fine to read here? Well, it's okay, there's a little bit of purple in the chibi. I love how her hair is even more wild than normal. There's definitely a little bit of the tattering. I wonder if her skill has her pulling out the pocket watch, because I'm very curious about the pocket watch. So many people chalk her up as basic crazy, but there's so many good emotions here. I love how her face looks. It seems that she definitely has, like, what people would assume as basic crazy. But I feel like it goes deeper than that. It's fine. The skin description somewhere else, it is not. Okay, noted. Alright, refined horror mare. The outfit Lapland wore at Laterano Apostolic Knight's Funeral Memorial Hall. Collect the debts and pay the price. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Collect the debts and pay the price. I'm curious to know what that eventually means. Obviously not now, but I am intrigued for the future. Buy it? I'm not immediately buying any of the skins right now, guys. The reason I bought the Silence one is because THLPH sent a Kofi. Sent a throne. So I'm not going to immediately buy any skins here, but I will think about it. I see you're judging my waifu skin. I hope it's a 10 out of 10. Hello, hello. Hi, Sultan. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, it's very, very well done. I really, really admire the intense contrast of it, and I think that her position, her body language in this piece is very strong. I want to learn more about her swords. I don't know if that's something that ever comes up in the story, or if that is just something that has always confused people. But I would love to learn more about her sword design, because I don't think it's random. I feel like there is something to it, and I don't know what it is, but I want to learn more about it. It comes up in her module? Okay. This is one of the skins you just need because it's so much better than the E2. I'll think about it, I'll think about it. It's out of story, but module talks about it. Okay. I feel like there has to be a reason for it. And I really do love it. It's a design that I don't think you would normally see repeated anywhere. I think it's a very, very original design. Alright. Next up, Executor. Okay. Dang. Lots of action going on here. Lots of action in the composition. The pose is very intense. Goodness. Okay, I love the dynamic action. I love the pose. I love, like, this looks really hard to draw right off the bat here. This looks really hard to draw. I love the graphics going on. All these intense shards that are, like, kind of mixed with his wings. This whole thing is his jacket? That's crazy. That's crazy if this entire thing is his jacket. Alright, I need to see how the whole thing looks like. That is so intensely sharp. This looks really hard to draw. Goodness, how do you even pose for this? I feel like you'd have to have some sort of, like, mannequin or doll or something. The way everything leads the eye is so cool. Yeah, no kidding. Like, also, I really love how much depth it looks like it has. Even though this is not the background, right? This is his coat. But it feels like it has so much depth. The size difference with the wing pieces here, how they sort of are wrapping around, this is actually very cool. Because the Sancta have these sharp geometric wings, right? So how do you make it look like a sharp geometric wing is folding inward like you would normally see an eagle doing, right? I feel like I can tell what they're going for. This is trying to do that, like, folded in eagle wing, but it would be really tricky to do with geometric pieces, and I think they actually got it. I can kind of see the giant wing folding inward a little bit, and then this wing here is outstretched fully. So it has this contrapposto of the wings, and I think that was actually really well done for a character design where it would be really, really hard to manipulate the wings. I feel like getting a real person to model this would require an entire mess of wires and harnesses. Possibly. Possibly. His wings are nowhere near this big normally. No, I understand that it's for the effect of the skin, but I think that for the effect of the skin, it's actually very well done. And this could also be a choice at trying to do the dynamic perspective, right? Trying to have the feather, quote unquote, in front of our eye, kind of closer to us. But I think that because of the wing shape, it would be very hard to do, and I think they pulled it off pretty well, I have to say. Also, again, like I was saying, with the perspective here, having this sort of ring here, and then it gets very, very small and faded towards the background. Overall, there's a lot of really great dynamic shape language going on, and it's really well balanced, too. Not all the skins that we've seen have been really balanced. This one is very, very well balanced. I love how the gun kind of takes on the same direction and form as the wings, but because it's in between his 2 feet here, you can actually very clearly make it out as a separate form from the wings. His black jacket being against his white coat helps the whole thing stand out, helps his head stand out. The pose itself is easy to replicate. He's basically just sitting on the ground with something propping up his back. The angle and background make it look dynamic. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that, but I still think that this is not the easiest thing to draw. The main issue would be keeping the legs like that for a long period of time. Well, at least you could take a photo, right? not have our model suffering by holding that position for too long. So I can't really make out too much on the outfit itself. I think that this is one of those things where the composition is taking center stage. I do like how his face is drawn. And again, I love, like, even just this one ribbon around his arm, right? There's so much movement here. There's so much movement and dynamic angles. And, you know, we also have to keep in mind, guys, this is not just a matter of drawing the outfit, it is also a matter of coming up with this position. It is also a matter of coming up with these angles. It is a matter of having the idea to bridge all of these pieces together in this dynamic way. It's not necessarily something that everybody would think of doing, and I think that that is also something to be said for. I also really like how his hair is supposed to be white, correct? But it's kind of, or no, wait, it actually is blonde, isn't it? But the blonde hair against the white coat and against these little pieces of blue here, they actually do a really good job, again, like separating everything, making the visuals look different. It is white hair? Then I think they did a good job separating the warm version of white and cool version of white. Because if this is supposed to be white hair, it does still read as white, but it works against the jacket to stand out. Platinum blonde? It's like, it works enough, right? Platinum blonde, but basically white. But having do you see what I'm saying? Like, the hair is a medium value. The black is obviously one side of the grayscale, and the white is the other, like the polar opposites, like we just saw with the Lapland skin. But the hair being this mid-tone right against the two creates our strongest color contrast in the entire piece, which makes us directly focus on his face. And as you notice here, there's more shadow in the curves and folds of the fabric here. So because this has more shadow and less highlight, and it's against the black of his pants, then this, we see it because of the dynamic angle, but it doesn't have as strong of a contrast as this black against pure white with the mid-tone in between here. So it causes us to immediately look at his face, but then the dynamic angle and position and the direction of the wings and the direction of the gun also helps the whole thing harmonize. I kind of dislike the composition on this being so explosive and jagged when it looks like he's just sitting there. The movement / non-movement clash hurts my brain. Imagine it like, oh, what am I thinking of? Not Inception, Matrix. Think of it like the Matrix, right? I think it's fine. I honestly don't mind it. I don't feel like it looks like he's just sitting. I think it looks like an intense pose from a dynamic movement. So, I personally don't see it as him sitting. It looks like he's falling, yeah. It looks to me like he just crashed through a window or something. I don't really get a lack of movement. If anything, then maybe it has like sort of that slow down Matrix feeling, but I do not see this as a sitting position at all. Really, really quite the opposite. Yeah, Super Debra has the exact same, feeling as me. That looks like he's, falling out of a window. This does not feel like just sitting to me. I think it's very, very dynamic. Alright. The outfit worn by Executor when tracking important charges for the Laterano Notarial Hall. Though one's identity may change over the years, what the heart desires does not. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I like the chibi. The extra blue in the wings and the little blue, the blue in the outfit, and the tiny bits of ribbons that are shining through. The blue, the platinum blonde, the black and the white is a very strong color combo. I actually think it works really nicely in the chibi. This is a good chibi for this character. Alright. Next up is Greythroat. Okay. Dang, we haven't seen Greythroat in a bit. All right, Greythroat. Noted. Interesting, interesting. The swallows kind of circling around her are creating a very interesting composition with their long tails. Yeah, the chibi is really great. We don't normally see this much wing on a Libri, do we? The crossbow is huge. The crossbow is huge, but I'm kind of immediately drawn to her wings. We normally do not see that much wing. All right. Let's see here. The big wings alone make this one of my favorite skins, not gonna lie. It's so imposing. I think the wings are her coat? Oh, is it like coat with a wing shape? Interesting. I really like the color scheme on this, and this is surprising for me to say because this is normally not my ideal color scheme. I normally don't like this color of green or yellow, but against the bright aqua, it actually blends together really well. This is actually I don't know what it is about this color scheme. Maybe it feels like, maybe the background has like, I don't know what it is. The yellow with the aqua and the more muted green in the background, blend together really nicely. Yeah, it's a very pleasant gradient. And obviously I can tell that these are, what do you call these? Originite? Sorry, I get so confused between Originite, Originium, and Orundum. But the spikes here, right? So this is definitely an unsafe environment. So this was Originium. I get so confused between them, sorry. There's so many different terms. I know Orundum is the red thing, so I know I didn't accidentally say Orundum. Originium is 99% of it? Okay. Nice, thank you. So because I can see the Originium spikes, I know that it is an unsafe environment. I can tell that this is sort of like a intense last stand kind of place. However, the color scheme actually creates a somewhat soothing atmosphere, and I think it's like MG said, because the gradient is really nice. But since I know that this is a more dangerous environment, and I'm guessing that this green is meant to be more toxic, I feel like this is what I wish the Jessica skin was. I can tell that the green obviously is not a good thing, right? I feel like this is what the Jessica skin should have been. I feel like it does the job of delivering that danger but elegance vibe at the same time. And I think that I think it pulls it off really well. Orundum and Originite are refined, so if it's not gems, it's Originium. Okay, thank you, MG, that helps a lot, actually. The gradient does ride between Soothing Aurora and Toxic Fume. Yeah, I think that's the reason that I like it, is it kind of reminds me of an Aurora, even though I know it's not supposed to be, obviously, because the Originium definitely shows me that it's not a nice Aurora. It definitely is supposed to be some sort of toxic fumes, I imagine. But I think that the yellow and the aqua together with it do sort of create this, it kind of creates this, like, slowdown in the chaos. And there's just something very visually pleasing about it. If Disney taught me anything with their cartoons, is that there's always a malevolence and malice and danger when there's green mist. Yeah, right? Exactly. Shockingly, the crossbow actually looks functional and reasonable despite the size. Well, the size is also from our perspective, from this dynamic perspective, right? Because we have this sort of like looking down. We can see how small her feet are compared to her head. We can see that this position is sort of looking down from an angle. So we're also getting that that intense foreshortening on the crossbow as well. All right, let's see if I can... I think also the bright aqua of the skirt is doing a lot for the color scheme. Her hair clips have evolved into a tiara thing? Interesting. Huh. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't mind this giant collar. I think the giant collar is fine. I know someone earlier was saying that they didn't like the giant collar. I don't mind this. It's fine. It works for the... the giant collar actually does a good job mirroring the shape language of the giant crossbow. So I don't mind it, personally. I like the movement here between her feet and the swallow. And then kind of goes up and around and follows the whole thing in a circle. Tangent alert? Oh no! Siam Zero is starting to see these better than I do. Let me see here. Is it one that would bother us? Is it just this tiny shard here? It's not the worst one, if that's the case. At least it has a lot of visual contrast in color. Seeing if there's anything else that... It's probably the shard, right? Crossbow in the collar? Crossbow in the collar. The end of the bird wing to the crossbow side. Here? No, that's enough overlap. I think that's okay. Crossbow in the collar, though. Because of that overlap? Where her hand is? I mean, I'm seeing a little bit of, like, what kind of looks like it's being cut through. Is it a tangent, or is it cut strangely? I think it's a layer mistake, not a tangent. Yeah, I mean, I think you probably have to have the crossbow going down here, right? So that it looks like it's behind, because right now it's sort of cutting through the crossbow. Bit of a layer oopsie. I mean, understandable. There's so much going on. It's hard to catch everything, right? This one doesn't ruin the skin for me, though. It's a tiny little visual oopsie, but... Yeah, I can see that you would normally need to draw it looking more behind. It doesn't ruin the skin for me, though. I can see how an artist would make this mistake. Like, this one is visually understandable to how it happened, and I don't blame the artist as much for this one. But overall, I do love the flow of the piece. I think it's a very, very nice flow. And I love how determined her face is in the center. And again, it's a very, very pleasing gradient, very pleasing color scheme, despite it being from such a dangerous environment. I wish that the Jessica skin had this same type of vibe. If we're gonna go with this toxic wasteland, there are ways that you can do it that are visually pleasing. Actually, for any time that I'm getting commissioned to do something where it's like a crazy toxic wasteland, I'll actually probably look at this Greythroat skin and use it as inspiration because of how beautiful it is in such a terrible place. I think it's a really, really great job at marrying the ideas together. Alright. The outfit worn by Operator Greythroat while participating in a rescue operation for the infected within the catastrophe zone of Sugar City. Disregarding protection or camouflage, upon this outfit is etched the will to protect the next person and save another life. Okay, I see what you're saying with the collar. It is a little silly on the chibi, but it's fine. It's fine. I do really like the coat having the bird wing effect. That is a very, very nice effect. I do enjoy this. All right. Next is Midnight. All right. All right, vampire boy. Let's see here. I think I actually used this piece as a color reference when I had to do a commission for somebody. Because I have seen this one in particular. I remember, some people in stream might remember, I think at one point I asked you guys, hey, can anyone send me some operator skins, particularly of males, particularly of like older, serious looking males? And I think you guys sent this one. Because I do remember this, because I needed this for color reference. The skin is hilarious in context. I think you should read it before analyzing it. What? Edgy male for solo leveling piece. It's completely different in context. Should I review the skin first or read the context first? Older serious male is not what Midnight is. I just needed the visual. I know that it probably doesn't match the character, but I needed the color visual. No need to read now, it's funnier after? Okay. Alright, fair enough. I love how he's like gripping his head. Like someone just said solo leveling, but the chibi gives me more of the feeling of not solo leveling, what's the Eminence and Shadow. It gives me Eminence and Shadow vibes, the way that he's holding on to his head like that. Let's see here. Okay. Is he ripping off his necklace? He is! He's tearing his necklace off. Okay. That, I think that's probably not the smartest idea. Okay. He's tearing his necklace off. Interesting. There's a giant statue behind him. If I recall correctly, you said some commissioner asked you to draw them a guy in a solo leveling style and you asked for AK reference. Yeah, I needed like a solo leveling, an Eminence and Shadow, a very like, I needed a very shonen looking character. I needed a very shonen looking character. So I asked you guys for like a lot of shonen pieces. And I don't think this helped as much with like outfit, but it really helped with color. Hopefully someday I'll be able to show that off. Sadly, that is in NDA. Okay, let's see here. Lots of detail, actually. I'm seeing these swords on the ground. I'm seeing... Is that a bear trap? It's either a crown of thorns or a bear trap. I can't really make it out. But there's some sort of undead within it. Alright, undead creatures, swords. No, okay, it is thorns. It is thorns. Okay, it's not a crown of thorns, it's just thorns throughout the piece. There's thorns on the swords. There's thorns around here. Okay, so if there's thorns... Interesting knee pad design? Kind of a bat-looking shape? Okay, that's cute. That's cute. That's clever. I kind of like that. I kind of like the bat-shaped knee pads. That's funny. Oh. Dasuno, goodness! Hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello. I hope that you guys are doing all right. Hello, raiders, welcome in. We are currently doing Arknights skin reviews, fashion reviews. So we are happy to have you here. Right. Don't listen to YouTube. We're happy to have you here. Oh, goodness. But thank you so much for bringing your community over. Hello. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Starlight. I am a prismatic kitsune. I just recently debuted with this outfit, if this is unfamiliar to you. But hello. I hope that you are doing well. We're currently going through fashion design review, and we're looking at midnight skin at the moment. Need to sleep soon? It's 4 a.m. Oh gosh. Dasuno, get some sleep. Do what you need to do. Thank you again for sending your community over. To Dasuno's community, please do not mind the chaotic YouTube chat. They can learn to behave. They can behave. Trust me, they can behave. Oh goodness. You guys, please hold off. You can behave. But yes, it is good to see you guys. Dasuno, definitely get some rest, and Chiaris, hello. Welcome in. I hope that you are doing well. Alright, Twitch, just say that you really like cheese and the YouTube side will calm down. Trust me, they'll be fine. Just say that you like cheese. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, let me continue where we were at here. But yes, for those who don't know who I am a prismatic kitsune VTuber, and I am also a professional artist and illustrator, so I like doing a lot of the skin reviews, because, they teach me a lot about things from the art and design perspective, so I hope that we can learn along together. We've just been going over some bloodline of combat skins, and I think we're sort of past that line and going into other strange areas, so, we're curious about the midnight design. Alright, so what we've noticed so far is that there's a lot of thorns around the place. Thorns usually imply some sort of... Nope, it's not a forest. I can see the city in the distance. So it's not a forest, but there is a lot of blood and swords and skulls. And this is a very interesting sword. He's also Lord Guard, isn't he? The thing is, as much as I do love Lord Guards, I've never once used Midnight. It would be a little too much like, I have a friend who's a vampire VTuber. And it's like a 1-to-1, it's kind of funny. Alright. No cheese acknowledgement? Oh no! It's funny, right? I mean, like, if I ever have to use, like, 3-star, operator challenge or something, I would probably learn to use him because Lord Guard. I'm still surprised that he's destroying his own necklace here. He has belts to keep his jacket on, which I don't quite understand. I think that's mainly for effect. It doesn't look like you need those, sir. You're just sort of tearing it off for effect here. Lots of damage in the clothing themselves. And lots of layering in this jacket. You normally don't see... I guess it's kind of Victorian Gothic, the way that the jacket's very layered around here. Jacket with laces. Those do look like, those do look like, what do you call them? Not aglets, fasteners. Brads. They do kind of look like brads, don't they? And let's see here. Yeah. It looks like... The direction of this is it looks like he just damaged himself. He just tore this neck. This is so extra. There was no need for this, sir. This is a self-inflicted wound, you can tell. This is absolutely a self-inflicted wound. You did not need to hurt yourself to rip this necklace off. He's a vampire, it's fine. I mean, that was my other thought. I'm like, honestly, he probably doesn't care. I'm curious about this with the horns. And I see this giant city, so I don't know the other cities in Terra very well, so it's probably not Lundman, it's the only city I know. But yeah, this is like self-inflicted wounds. Very strange amounts of belts and buckles and fasteners here. Can we gain anything from this necklace design? Not really. Can't really tell. I'm kind of amused how clear his Rhodes Island badge is here. It's like right front and center, which you normally wouldn't see. It would normally be off to the side and kind of subtle, but no, this isn't subtle at all. Is this some sort of like... I feel like this was like right before joining Rhodes Island or something, and then he just like had to make a statement that he's like leaving some part of his past behind, but in a very overdramatic way. I don't know. I'm making guesses based on what I'm seeing before I read the context. The prismatic badge, did you make it for him, Star? You'll see when you read the description. Yeah. Well, overall, like, I think that the whole thing is, like, definitely very Eminence and Shadow Extra. But I do have to say, from the artistic perspective here, that the color scheme is very good. The bats having the same color as the giant statue here, having that bright, intense red kind of following our eyes. Also, the bright, intense red being next to lighter elements, so next to the moon here, next to the bright city, and the saturation of the red stands out really well against the black. And then over here, it's a lot less saturated, so you don't have to pay much attention. But where they do want you to pay attention to, they've added these streaks of magenta, so that you'll notice the skulls, you'll notice the swords, you'll notice the, you'll definitely notice this sword with this crazy energy coming out of it. They're definitely using a lot of colors to draw the eye in certain ways to certain areas. Again, this is making use of the bright, intense light color next to the black of the hair and the sort of very, very pale skin for a vampire. So a lot of the color scheme, direction, composition, it does a good job keeping everything balanced. All right. Let's see here. All right, how silly is this thing? Because this chibi is crazy too, like gripping his head and everything. An outfit worn by Midnight during the promotional video of an annihilation operation. That was undeniably effective. Everyone agreed it was a bit over the top. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. It's an ad. It's an ad. We need you to really sell this outfit. He's LARPing. Why does Annihilation have promo videos? That is a great question. Why does Annihilation have promo videos? I love how, I love the tearing of the necklace, though. That was so unnecessary. Oh, goodness. For people who need guides. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the experience records, right? It's like a military recruitment ad. Man's a little extra. Yeah, this part was very not necessary. I'm dying to know what this statue behind is about, though. But that's crazy. Can't a man LARP in peace these days? Also, Johnny Virgil, thank you for sharing at the Discord. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you have not joined the Discord yet, definitely consider joining the Discord. We do have an Arknights channel, but please keep in mind that it is basically my playthrough. So please don't discuss anything past Act 1, but if you'd like to discuss anything past Act 1, there are spoiler-based threads that I do not enter, and you are free to talk in there as much as you would like. That is also where people talk about anything related to Enfield, anything that is just much further past where I'm at currently. But we'd be happy to have you as well. It's a fun group. He's not extra, he's dedicated. Man is an entertainer at heart. Oh gosh. I wonder how he would get along with Click with this. This seems fun. I love the perpetual gust of dramatic wind in the chibi. Yes, that is amazing. Just to clarify, yeah, I personally do not enter those threads, but there are still mods in those threads, so do keep that in mind. Calenthe, thank you so much for following on Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you. He's a theater kid. I love it. All right. Next up is Magellan. Okay. Magellan is our 50-50 that makes it harder to get extra suzerain. That is all I know about her. I know that she is the one that makes it harder to get suzerain. Love our chibi oh my gosh, what the heck? Love how our chibi stands perfectly still. Are you okay, ma'am? Are you doing all right? Are you okay? She is a penguin after all? What does that have to do with being a penguin? What does being perfectly still have to do with being a penguin? Flamingo maybe I can understand, but how does that have anything to do with being a penguin? She's very slightly bobbing, very, very, very subtly. She's at least blinking. So that's good. Looks like she's standing for a photo. I mean, maybe? Don't move, it might mess up the photo shoot. She is on skates though. Alright. Let's see. We've got... what is that rainbow? What is that rainbow? What is this, like, leprechaun-colored rainbow? What have you done to this rainbow? It's very faded, and it's also very out of order. What did you do to it? He's holding a bowl of Lucky Charms. Her best friend Emperor just chilling. I noticed Emperor here. Is that a drone pouring syrup on the snow cone? Oh my gosh, it is. And then we've got... Why does it look angry? Why does your snow cone look angry? You have, okay, angry shaved ice, and then the drone pouring the syrup on here for Emperor. You forget spicy shaved ice? Why is the... Are those sardines? Shaved ice with fish. I guess that makes sense for a penguin, that's fair. It's sardines. Sardines on shaved ice. That's funny. That's a funny extra detail. So Ifrit gets oh, it's not angry face, it's chili peppers. Well, okay, but I guess you could also, like, lay them out to look like an angry face intentionally. Even a little fish flag? I see the little fish flag. Little sardines here. That's funny. Alright. And we've got a little Emperor keychain on here as well. Little Emperor keychain is funny. Lots of different extras. So these are kakigori to go, but wouldn't that melt if they're like sitting here ready to be picked up? I feel like that's not enough time. I feel like it's gonna melt too quickly. This also kind of looks like hot food. Okay, IBV 2.0, but it's crossed out and I can't read this unfortunately. It'd stay cold in there? Okay, that's true. Yeah, the environment's cold enough, you're right. You're right, it's surrounded by ice. Yeah, you're right. I'm still very confused by the rainbow. The rainbow doesn't feel like it makes sense here. Of all the skins, I don't understand the rainbow. And I just don't understand why it's green. Why do you have a green tinted rainbow? I like the colors. I like the dark teal against the gold. I think it's a good color scheme. But I'm so confused by the rainbow. Yeah, no, I can tell it's probably painted on the back of like a concrete wall. But also why? And why is it so faded? And why is it the wrong color? The search strumming is coloring the rainbow in biohazard colors. It does balance the color. I mean, okay, you're not wrong. It does balance the color. But like, it's a strange choice, don't you think? There's confetti everywhere. Oh, there's a confetti drone too. Why is there a confetti drone just pouring confetti on Emperor? It's... We have a confetti drone, we have a syrup drone, we have various ice drones here, and for some reason, something I can't read. And a fish drone. The confetti is gonna land in Emperor's shaved ice. I don't think he minds. He really does not seem to mind here. I do think that it's a good composition color-wise. I do think it's a good layout of contrast, and I do think that the pose is good. I do think it's funny that she has ice skates for this. It's kind of like all like an ice reservoir, like someone said. And there's a lot of snow on the ground, so like I understand the theming here. I do think it's well laid out. I do think the composition is solid. I don't mind the visual of the skin. But I am confused by the rainbow. But at least it looks like she's having fun. At least it looks like she's happy serving this up to people. The S3 suit shoots sardines as missiles. Oh, incredible. Creative nonsensical chaos. That's a good way of putting it. Alright. Shaved ice memories. The outfit worn by Magellan to make shaved ice during the food festival combines traditions of Higashi with characteristics of Rhine Labs. Breathable, well-insulated, and easy to move in, this outfit allows Magellan to fully devote herself to her work, even if in a shaved ice shop. Fair enough. Isn't that a Japanese thing to denote delicious food? With rainbow? Could be off of that? Maybe? Kakigori is Japanese-style shaved ice, and they put a lot of different colors on it. Maybe it's supposed to present matcha? Maybe? Maybe. At the end of the green rainbow, you don't find a pot of gold, but toxic Jessica skin. Goodness. Alright. Next is, Estina, right? Okay, yes, Estina. This is interesting. Wow. Wait, this is actually really... I love the chibi in this. This is so cute. This is so cute with the little pile of pancakes. Wait, I really love the chibi here. Okay. This is interesting to me because I feel like the chibi and the illustration off the bat from what I'm seeing have completely different vibes. Like they're doing something completely different and their color scheme feels completely different. They're both good, but in totally different ways that don't feel like they match. They don't feel like they match. I expect the chibi for this skin to go along with like a cafe or like a maid serving illustration, but it's not. She's like chill, solitary, and reading a book. Both of them are great vibes. They both work really well, but they don't feel like they match with each other for some reason. But I still really like it. I love this chibi. This is an adorable chibi, and I love the pancakes. So let's see here. Because you see how, like, there's cakes around her? This would be like if the perfumer skin, was holding cake as well. It just gives a completely different feeling. Alright, let's see here. So, I like the clock motif. The clock decoration is really interesting. The clock kind of like being around her couch here. Very, very interesting way to sort of separate the room, I guess. And I like the toned down color palette here with a lot of different variety. It works well. She stands out really well herself from sort of being the center with the clock. And there's a lot of different details here. So she's reading a book here. Lots of different... Wait, is this from Gummy? Hang on a sec. Is this, every time I see the swirl, it's supposed to represent Gummy, right? So, and I know that Gummy runs some sort of cafe or shop. So, I feel like this came from Gummy? Ooh, there's a crepe. I think it's a crepe anyway. It's hard to make out. Got, well, I guess it could be any kind of pastry. Maybe not necessarily a crepe. Can't really tell. I do like the pancakes, though. Lots of pancakes. Why do we have two piles of pancakes? 2 piles of pancakes. Okay. Interesting. Coffee, pancakes. Lots of different books. Goodness, what is happening to the chessboard here? There's only one chess piece here, and it's a queen, and it's facing down, and I can't tell if this is the anarchy symbol or something else. Interesting. Lots of different... Okay. 4, 5, 3. The heck is here? Is there a 2 and a 1? I see... Yeah. 3, 4, 5. Those are the only ones I can see. They're tagged like evidence at a crime scene. Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. I think the reference is her love of mystery novels. Oh, okay. All right. I'll take that. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know what this symbol is then. I can tell this is a 3D model. This has 3D model shading. This is actually probably a an asset. Is that like, okay, the bread, the tea, and possibly the pancakes? This is definitely a 3D model. I can tell from the way it's rendered. I can tell that this is not painted in. It's kind of like made to look painted in, but it's not rendered over as much as these are. I can definitely point this out as a 3D model, which is amusing. It is really cozy though. I love how cozy this is. And someone was saying earlier they love the shoes. These are very nice shoes. They're well rendered. The shoes and the ruffles on the dress are both very well rendered, I think. It's a very cozy environment. It's a very cozy atmosphere. I love the little warm blush highlight on her hair. Table in front is also definitely a 3D model. Yeah, I can tell that too. I think all the food is 3D modeled. The books too, maybe? The plates, definitely. A lot of this is painted over 3D model, which I can definitely understand because, this would be very hard to do by hand and it's just not worth it. It's too precise to be by hand, yeah. There's a lot of things that you can get away with doing with a 3D model, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It helps you speed up your work, and it helps to keep things very accurate. Oh, and of course, the wheel itself is a 3D model because we can see the geometrical plane differences. But I think it works. I think it's fine. Overall, it's a very cozy skin, and I love the color scheme of it. It's very vintage feeling. It's a very sweet design. It's just really... I also like the flowers on the ground. The little flowers integrated throughout everything is nice. Is it a clock? It definitely looks like a clock, yeah. I think it's definitely a clock. And I don't know what it is, but this one line of streamers here kind of help fill in all the color harmony. It's very cozy. I'd love to be in that position. Especially with all the pancakes. I want pancakes now. I want pancakes and pastries. I have to stop by Gummy's shop later. This is very nice. Alright. Hang on. I missed the beginning of this. Bibliosmia. I can't read it fast enough. Bibliosmia. After being recoordinated to reflect the national outfits of the people of Ursus, Estina wore this outfit to promote traditional cuisine at the food festival. Underneath the plain materials are countless intricate details, and only those who deem themselves wise come to seek answers. Wait, what? Wait, I understood what you meant up until that one point. What? Only those who deem themselves wise come to seek answers. Wait, what does that have to do with the food festival? Huh. Okay. Alright, interesting. Next up is... Bee Hunter! Bee Hunter! Alright. This is cute. This is really cute. The chibi is having so much fun. The chibi is just loving and enjoying life. This is really cute. I love how the paws have like little decorations on them. Okay, this is 100% not about the composition and the environment around her. This is entirely focused on the outfit for sure. It's a very expressive chibi. I'm sure a lot of people grab this just because of how cute it looks, right? I imagine a lot of people grab this one even if they don't use Bee Hunter. Alright. Let's see here. Yeah, the focus is definitely not on the composition. We definitely are focusing on the outfit. That is a lot of strawberries. That is a lot of strawberries. Let me see here. Strawberries and apples? Tomatoes? Pomegranate? An apple doesn't normally look like this if it falls. So I'm gonna go with apples and a tomato or something? I'm not really sure. Lots of honey everywhere. That is not good to have lying around. Your feet are... Oh, goodness. You're gonna need to wash up here. That is a lot of strawberries. That is a lot, and that's probably, like, all that's left. Honey drunk bear. I love how she's hiding her regular, weaponry in this pocket. Ruined sockies. I know! What did you do? What did you do to these poor socks? This is so cute. This looks really comfortable though. The onesie's really, well, it's not a onesie. But the jacket is really cute. She's also spilling honey on the onesie. You're definitely honey drunk because you're not being careful at all. Warning, slobby bear. Honey on strawberries. Would that taste good? Like, would that actually... Is that a good combination? Honey with strawberries? Yeah? I don't think I've ever had that before. That looks interesting. This is silly, but I'm like, oh, that's a lot of strawberries. And it's reminding me of that one clip of Gargura where she was like, I'm tired. I'm gonna go eat a lot of strawberries. I'm just gonna go eat a lot of strawberries. I'm gonna take a hiatus. What are you gonna do on the hiatus? I'm gonna eat a lot of strawberries. That's just, I don't know, that's just what it reminds me of. Honey is good on anything if you like sweet stuff? That's fair. That's fair. It's sweet but different flavors of sweet. I mean, it's like sweet and juicy fruit with like a sweet and juicy, well, not juicy, but like a sweet liquid spread. Yeah, I can see how it would be good together. I'll have to try that sometime. I will definitely have to try that sometime. A little bit too sweet though? Nah, not if you have a sweet tooth. I love sweets, and I'm definitely going to try this. Probably next summer, because, never buy strawberries in the winter. They're so much more expensive in the winter. So it's probably too late this season, but I'll definitely try it next year. As a sweet tooth, recommend? Awesome. It's great on fabric, gonna be a nightmare to clean it. This is a lot of extra honey though. Like, you are definitely very honey drunk because that is way too much to be spilling. I'm also glad that you haven't yet dropped it. There's no shattered glass everywhere, thankfully. Having strawberry jam with a drop of honey on bread is amazing. Ooh, that I could try. Yeah, strawberry jam you can get year round. I might try that. That actually does sound very good. I do think the warning sign is funny. She's just happy, she's just in her element. But, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do something about the clothing. I really like a tiny detail. She has, like, little fang tooth, adds the cuteness. Oh, absolutely, yeah. She has a little fang tooth, and, she has a bit of the cat mouth that I do as well. It's nice that they have little escape pockets for the hands. The claw marks and the bends on the sign. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay, I noticed the bend on the sign, but for some reason I just sort of interpreted that as being like how it was made and not that it was destroyed. Oh, that's funny with the claw marks. Foxes love honey? I fed one honey once. I think you'll enjoy strawberries and honey. I will definitely try it out some point. I love the little flower decoration on the strings as well. And I like the very subtle brush texture to make this look fluffy. Like, it's not a super thick fabric. It's probably a... It's probably a fleece. It looks like a heavy fleece. It looks like a fairly thick fleece. It's definitely short hair. I don't think it's a fur. It could be a fur. Not really sure. But I like how they added a little bit of extra texture to make it look more plush. Whoever's guarding the food, I pray for your soul. We didn't need to destroy the apples though. That's a little unnecessary. Also, why are your feet so dirty? How did this happen? It's really cute overall, though. It's very fun. It's very cute. For the chibi, it's perfect. 10 out of 10 on the chibi. I adore the chibi. I think there could have been more going on in the scenery of the composition. But 10 out of 10 on the chibi. Chibi's perfect. Alright. Next up is... Oh! Oh, okay. Next up is Phantom. Goodness. Okay, so we just moved on from the most simple background ever, compositionally, to one of the most intense and complex. Okay. Wow. I didn't read the description? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Let me jump back real quick. Alright. Sorry. Honey Pilferer. Bee Hunter's sleepwear. Fluffy, soft, comfortable, tight-fitting, and easy to wash. This outfit is suitable for both home use and as sleepwear. What nobody expected is that Bee Hunter would head straight to the food festival. Oh dear. Okay, easy to wash, that's good. We're gonna need it to be easy to wash, because it's definitely going to have to be washed. Alright, yeah, very good thing it's easy to wash. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Phantom. Phantom, very, very intense composition here. I like this cape on the chibi here. I love the cat! Okay, always bonus points when we have chibi animals in the skins. Always bonus point. Okay, wow, there's a lot going on. Ooh, I love the dynamic perspective here. Very, very, very strong 3-point perspective going on. Very strong 3-point perspective. That's not easy to do. That is not easy to do, but that is really well done. I love how it goes from cool to warm. I love how this goes from, like, blue-gray to warm gold. Really good combination here. Extra bonus points if it's specifically a cat. Well, that is a, objective, what's the word? That is subjective. I think this is a nice cat. Oh, it's a Bakaneko. It's a ink cat? It's an ink cat of some sort. Nekomata? Yeah, it's Nekomata, Bakaneko. They're kind of... I forget the difference between Bakaneko and Nekomata, but they're very, very, very similar, I think. Oh, I like the little bow on its neck. I like the little bow on its neck. I think that's nice. Okay, I'm noticing that a lot of the mods are having to delete messages, so guys, can we not say things that are causing the mods to delete messages? Please? It's a sweet design though. It's a sweet cat design. Why only one tail has a bow tie? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know why there's only, well, maybe because the bow tie was, maybe because of the, balance here? Maybe because of the balance on the, between the neck and the tail? Fashionable asymmetry. Yeah, there you go. It's fashionable asymmetry. Because I think maybe if it was the bow here, and the bow here, and the bow on the neck, I think it might have been a little too much. So, while I personally am not usually the biggest fan of fashionable asymmetry, I do think it works here. I'm intrigued by the sort of melting effect this cat has. Ribbon on every tail would be overload. Yeah, exactly. Oh, little charms here, too. I don't think I can make that out. And we've kind of got this plague doctor creature around him. And it says curse on the hat. It's got more text? What do you mean it's got more text? I see curse. I don't think I can make out anything else. No, Super Thebra, you haven't. But on the YouTube side, a lot of messages keep getting deleted. So I don't know, what the significance is of these. But guys, please, if the messages keep getting deleted, please stop repeating the same ones. Please. This is a very interesting environment, though, with... It looks like a lot of chairs. There's a lot of chairs here. There's another... Okay, this says Dream on it. Dream Guide. Trying to look at what else. Interesting direction of, like, triangular pieces here. I like the balance of the red and the black here. I think it's a good detail. What does he have in his hand? Is that a hat? Oh, it's a hat. Okay. He has a hat in his hand. He's sitting on the scythe blade? I don't quite know what... It's kind of confusing. It does sort of look like that, doesn't it? This is a... Huh. Yeah, okay. The arm here is interesting. Hmm. It is a scythe blade. Okay. It's an arm with to a scythe blade, and yeah, it does look like he's sitting on it. You're right. It's a good composition overall. I think that there's a lot of strong highlights here that do a lot of good work. If you zoom out more, you can see the handle. Oh, okay. I see. So his hand is sort of behind it. I couldn't tell if his hand was... Well, it's also chained to it. Wait, is he holding it? I can't really make out what his arm is doing. I can't... Yeah, no. Okay, I see. I see the handle here going under his elbow. His underarm here. And there's a thumb. Okay, he is holding on to it. It's just a little bit hard to see. He's chained to it. On the neck, too. Yeah, okay, so he's chained to the scythe itself. Interesting, okay. His hand is flat and pushing into the back of the scythe's blade. Okay, gotcha. I really like the dynamic perspective of everything going on here, making the whole place feel really large and elegant. I think that is a good, really good detail, really good 3-point perspective use here. The red is mostly confined to the lining, which is a nice touch. Yeah. The lining of the suit, and then, of course, the ribbons on the cat. And again, like I was saying before, I really love the sort of split difference here between the cooler top higher area, and then it gets very warm and glowing over here. It does a good job to sort of bring your attention into the undercoat, the lining of the coat here. And then... Is he also... Can't tell if he's also on chains. No, I guess not. It looked like it for a second, but I don't think so. The chains are definitely around the scythe. It doesn't look like he has any chains on him. He doesn't look like he's restricted. So, the Plague Doctor creature is restricted, but he is not. He definitely seems to have some more sense of authority here. And we have Jester cards, or Jokers. Those are always symbolic in different anime and games, so that is interesting too. Overall, it's a really great composition. This castle perspective fading into the distance. This looks like it might have all been 3D modeled ahead of time, which I could not blame the artist for because this would be so difficult to just draw out straight. But I love the dynamism in this piece. I love the direction, the scythe. The scythe does a really good job bringing your attention back to the face, back to the character, back around. And then I like how the cat is, like, noticeable because of the glow around them, but also sort of hidden in the shadows, which kind of makes sense with this murky effect they've got on their feet. So, it's really nicely done. It's a... I like the little chibi area here. It's fun. It's an interesting hat design, too. Alright. Dreambind Castle. Clothes of Phantoms, the attire he sported while staffing the Dreambind Castle event. The dance as cloth, the song as silk, the threading through emotion, the tailoring by fabrication, the weave of obliteration and howling madness. It all culminates in this majestic yet skin-crawling ensemble. Huh. An event. Staffing an event. Huh. Interesting. Alright. Very cool. Very cool. So some sort of event. I'm getting sort of like, almost like, if it's an event, then this sort of seems like it has some sort of symbolic theatrical idea. I really love the composition in this piece. It's a very great composition. Alright. Next up is... Mare! Okay, wait, this is a really different color scheme for Mare from what I could tell, from what I've seen. I'm not used to seeing Mare like this. I'm used to seeing Mare with all of her little drones around her. It's a Ghostbusters skin. It absolutely feels like it. Alright. Let's see here. Spooky Mansion. Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics dogs. You can see the drones? Wait, are they back? Oh, lots of cats. Goodness, lots of cats in the alleyway here. And birds. Birds and cats. Lots of birds and cats. Oh wait, these are cats too, because of the whiskers. These are not dogs, these are cats. 2 cat-related skins in a row. Or wait, no, she's not a cat. So this is whatever... This is whatever mammal she is, right? Probably. They are otters. I would have made the... Okay, if these are supposed to be otters, then I think I would have made the feet shorter. Because otters are much lower to the ground. So I think that I would have made these feet much shorter so that they had less of cat proportion and more otter proportion. They are roboters. I see it with the tail, but I would have gotten it a lot faster if the feet were shorter. Because I think that would have very clearly delivered the species. Okay, I love the contrast in the skin. The darker the background and her bright, bright face sort of lit up by this moonlight type lighting. Again, really great job to sort of make us focus directly on her immediately. Also, her hand and then sort of being in front of this mansion. It does a good job. Again, if you're looking at the background, you're going to notice her hand, which is going to pull you back to her face. And then these guys have brighter eyes, but it's not as bright and contrasted as the light here. So they sort of take, you notice them, but they do take a second viewing. They take a little bit of a step back. What does this say? Elion? I can't really make this one out. Or maybe just lion? I don't know. Yeah, definitely in front of some sort of spooky mansion. Definitely a Ghostbusters effect. I like the strapping on her outfit being mirrored here on the ground. It kind of gives a good harmony to the whole composition. A Dr. Frankenstein-inspired skin? I thought it was more like... Is it not like Ghostbusters? Isn't this like a ghost pickup frequency radio or something? Can't really tell. I'd say both. It kind of feels like it's ghost-focused. I like how the sunset, the pink hue of the sunset calls back to the pink on the Roboter designs. I wish these feet were just a little bit shorter, because otters have much more of like a dachshund build, right? Otters are long with really short legs. I need the legs to be shorter to deliver the species design easier. From like a quick visual read, I need the legs to be shorter. Please do not dox the otters. Dachshund. Dachshund, like a hot dog. Hot dog. I think the Roboters look a bit more ottery than normally too. That could be true. Yeah, but I think that they're fine visually. Like, I can still see the face, and the tail helps a lot. But I need the feet to be shorter. Please not hot dog the otters either. I guess you need the long legs because it's a robot and it probably needs extra clearance for movement. But if it's supposed to look like an otter, then you have to use the otter proportions. So I think that, like, I get it. Robots need more movement clearance. Yeah, exactly, Purple Onyx. Might be a limitation of being a machine. Short legs are inefficient for combat. So I understand it from that perspective, but I still think they should be shorter visually. There were better ways they otter done it. Nice, Vessa. Nice. Replace legs with wheels then. There you go. That could work. Also, Shazar and Sinistar, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a nice, it's a good color scheme. It's a good marriage of the magenta and the blue. And the tiny hints of yellow throughout the piece as well. It's doing the primary color thing, but in a very subtle and muted way. It does a good job there. I just noticed the headlamp, it's very Ghost Hunter coded. That is true, yeah, the headlamp here for sure. What does the chibi look like? Okay. Yeah, the headlamp is very prominent in the chibi, so there you go. Hey, wait. If she's an otter, where are her ears? Shouldn't she at least have, like, tiny little otter ears here? It's, like, her humanoid ears are showing so prominently. I'm surprised they didn't cover that with more hair and then have her otter ears. Ears robbed? Mare is weird like that. I need to see the otter ears, what the heck? Just make her hair just a little bit longer and then have the tiny little otter ears. Not everyone has animal ears? Well, they should. I'm not biased at all. Alright. Next one here is Glaucus. This is our second Ghostbusters skin. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I forgot to do this again, didn't I? I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. Dreambind Castle visitors prepared outfit. Vision Blazer in the courtyard. The outfit Mare wore for the code cracking event Courtyard Tidings. Mare loved all the puzzles her coworkers designed and took to making short work of them. Interesting. I don't really get code cracking from this at all. I don't really get code cracking from this, but I guess maybe? Maybe escape room? Yeah, it kind of gives escape room vibes. I mean, I see the radio here, I guess, but I don't know. That's fair. Mare blowing them up is not how you crack a code. She's code cracking the ghost voice recordings. There you go, there you go. All right, that's fair. All right, sorry about that. I keep forgetting to do this. All right, Locus. So, these are definitely, this is definitely, again, very Ghostbusters. I think, wait, yeah, we even have the parody of the Ghostbusters patch here. I like her tail. I like her, Nudibranch tail here. She's Nudibranch, right? I like her little Nudibranch tail. This is directly Ghostbusters? Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Looks like she's crossing the beams on her own. Oh no. Why does this only have... Why are both beams coming out of one device? That's not good. This is a very interesting ride. Goodness. That's so extra. It's so different from a standard bike. Oh my gosh, I love how it's like, you first think it's like a bike, and then you realize it has like a car wheel attached to it. The heck? A darn shame mono-wheel motorbikes never catched on. It's literally Men in Black 3 bike. Yeah, I think it's so funny that it has like a car steering wheel. Actually, this one's large enough to be a bus steering wheel, let's be real. He's got very intense cleats. Wow, look how rough the caution tape is drawn here. Look how like haphazardly rough it's painted in. Those are real? They were around in the 1930s? That's crazy. Her bike burns the floor. I noticed that, yeah. Spooky hands popping up? Yeah, I see the spooky hands. Well, they're kind of like popping out of the underworld, it looks like. And then we've got zombie apocalypse a little bit. We've got zombie apocalypse, we've got ghosts. Someone clearly summoned Zool. Can't make out the stickers here, but very decorated. Burning zombie ghosts. She also has a leg brace? Oh, okay, yeah. Huh. I didn't realize that. Powered leg exoskeleton? She can't walk without it. Oh? Wait, is that like is that because like fish reference? Does that have to do with being a fish? It's kind of exosuit to help with weight and weak legs. Interesting. Her leg muscles are atrophied. Huh. It's some unspecified genetic issue. Interesting. That's a really interesting way to visually show it then. I like how active and determined her face looks here. It's basically as close to power armor as we have today. She has a degenerating illness, as far as we know, not neuropathy. Oh, interesting. I like the flying concrete shards around here. This has a great line of action. There's great movement. Again, we have our like dynamic perspective and foreshortening with her leg, which is interesting because you guys are saying that the whole part of her leg is like very story-based, very much part of her character. So the fact that the dynamic perspective and the foreshortening show her leg off clearer than any other part is actually a really nice touch. A very interesting way of kind of guiding your eye to that point. Also, I like how everything's very, very muted, except how bright her hair is, so again, immediately draws us to her face. She's a weapons designer slash engineer, so she probably built everything herself. Oh, okay. It's so out of left field to just have a completely normal disability without it being tied to rock cancer. Oh dear. Yeah, that would be like a double whammy, I suppose, wouldn't it? Yeah, the only other part that's blue that we see is with her beam crossing here, but it's a lighter blue, so it doesn't detract from the very saturated blue of her hair. Overall, though, it's a really strong composition. The shape language here, and the giant wheel, the giant wheel taking up most of the canvas space is really well done. And also the sense of her framing, having this dust kind of give her really great framing for her face and body is really nice. Alright. Dreamby Castle, Visitor's Prepared Outfit / Exterminator in the Square. The outfit Glaucus wore for the photo shoot event, Cyclonic Square. Prior to the photographer clicking the shutter, Glaucus needed to nail down her pose. Alright, so most of this is like method acting, huh? I think she nailed down her pose. I think she nailed down her pose. What do you guys think? Yep, I've heard to skip the next one. So our next after Glaucus here is Bibik, right? Bibik? Oh no! This is the one that you guys have pointed out before. Oh, she's really cute here, but you guys have ruined this skin for me before I even could. Yeah, just as like a little heads up, Silent, I am skipping Scaria's one because I've heard it is major spoilers, that I have not yet gotten to. So, I apologize, but I do have to skip Saria's skin. But alright, Big, let's see here. It's a really cute chibi. Again, any chibi that includes animal immediately gets better, better points. We love the pet goose, we love the chibi, we love any skin with chibi animal. But yeah, we've sadly already determined. I didn't see this for the longest time. It took me doing a little bit of, overpainting to understand what people are saying. Because it's really cute and it's really sweet and I like the outfit itself. But yeah, we were sort of pointing out that the direction of the legs don't really work necessarily. Like, if you tried to put yourself in this pose, you couldn't do it. Your leg would be broken. Yeah, the legs are, like, the way that they're, Okay, do you see how you have, like, one leg up and the other leg is completely flat on the ground? You can't do that. Like, you physically can't do it, because I tried to do it. Aren't the legs crossed? They are not crossed, no. You can? No, there's some, I've tried replicating this pose, you can't do it. How good are you in gymnastics? They're not, I don't think they're crossed. How would they be? No, because the leg is coming from the top of the thigh here and going this direction. So I don't think they're crossed. If they were crossed, I think that would even be more cursed. Because this knee has to be her right knee, right? Are we agreeing this is her right knee? Your right knee couldn't cross over to your left. That would be worse. Isn't that the left one? No, I don't think so. I just tried to do it myself. That would hurt to get them in the position she has. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Crossed would make it make sense, but if they're not crossed, I can see the issue. But I don't think they're crossed because, unless it's like a trick of the lighting that we don't get. Do you guys think that it's like... The problem is that from where it looks like it starts doesn't work. Because if the leg was crossed, right? If this was her left leg, if this was just a very long left leg going around here, then you wouldn't see this part of the waist facing this direction. No way, can't do it without breaking my knee. I can't hear Trick of the Light without immediately thinking of Darkest Dungeon. Right one you anatomically can't, which is why I thought it was the left one. The left leg is just way too far back. Yeah. Because if the knee is here, right, then the knee has to connect to the... There's two problems either way. If it's the right leg, then the knee would have to be longer. It would, like, the knee would have to be out to here. If we're comparing the size of this leg here, then the knee would have to be longer and it would have to curl more inward. But because we see the knee about ending here, then I think that means it has to belong to this leg. So if this knee is connected to the right side, then it's, first of all, this is very long, but your knee would not be able to be that flattened on the ground. The legs are simply non-Euclidean. Beautiful how she fell. She's maybe hurt. Her eyes are tearing up. You can, you're here saying things like, no, we view it like this instead of helping. It's a fashion shoot. I can't exactly reach out my hand and help her up here. I'm looking at a catalog. Don't blame me. You're acting like I can just reach into the catalog and, like, extend my hand. Look, I do think it's a very, very pretty pose, but excuses. We should blame for whoever took the photo. Yeah, okay, exactly. Thank you, Zengetsu. Because whoever took the photo should stop the photo shoot and help her up. Instead of being like, ah, yes, perfect, darling, thank you. I want to help her up. It gives so much must protect energy. I feel like the swan is giving us the side eye. I don't know what the swan is thinking right now. I mean, yeah, I'd like to help her up, but it's a photo shoot, and the photographer decided this was fine and to go with it. The show must go on. I do really like the skin overall. I think it is, like, I think that it's a pleasing composition, and I think that she herself looks really sweet. But yeah, people pointed out the legs, and I can't unsee it, unfortunately. I never noticed the sword. You can only notice the sword because of this tiny little, glowing section of it. If this didn't have a glowing section, I probably would have mistaken it for the fence. How tiny is the swan? It's pretty small. It's like it looks like a chicken-sized swan. It looks very chicken-sized. Maybe it's like a miniature swan. That was part of the fence. Yeah, the only thing that I can see making it out is the bright cyan here. Swans are like twice the size at least. It's a pocket swan. It's like a swan chicken. Little swan chicken cross. Also, what is going on with the snowman? What is happening with the snowman here? Like, we've got the eye of the- is the snowman facing away? Is this supposed to be like a beak? And if it's a beak, then why is the mouth over here? What is the snowman doing? She's a very pretty operator. Also, she's a tailor. She is very pretty. I do agree with that. I think it's looking away. I would hope it's looking away. What the avatar animal creature are you talking about? Chicken swan. The snowman evading woman in need of help. Whoever took this photo and snowman are both criminals. The stick is the nose of the snowman? Okay. So it's wearing a hat. But yeah, it's also looking away. Oh, goodness. It's like, I do want to help her up, but there's also a fashion shoot, and I'm just the viewer. I can't do anything about it. I'm looking at a catalog. Yeah, I hope she's okay. I hope she's since recovered. But I can't be at fault here. I'm viewing this years after it's been published. The picture becomes more and more bizarre the more we keep looking at it, true. But she is really pretty, and she does look really gentle, and I hope that she is okay now. But yeah, overall, it's like it's a nice visual composition if she was okay afterwards. Alright. I also really like her skirt here. I wish that this bag was not covering the skirt, because I really like the skirt. New arrivals, soft wool. Cozy and warm, standard line winter garments. With personalized coordination, you can attain your perfect balance of fashion and everyday use. Guys, I don't really think we have a perfect balance of fashion here. I'm not really sure about that one. I don't really know. I'm not really sure there. How very ironic. They're mocking her. It's so terrible. It's awful. Whoever wrote this is also a criminal. What the hell is wrong with everyone? That's terrible. The beak fell and they're mocking her, throwing salt on the snow wound. Hey, salt on snow is supposed to make you less likely to fall. Oh. So terrible. Okay, the beak, I hope you're doing alright. At least your chibi looks alright. At least your chibi looks alright. Alright. Alright, Erin! Oh, okay. This is a good color combo. See, there are good ways to do color combo with the toxic yellow-green color. There are good ways to do it. Very cool contrast, yeah. It's a really good contrast, right? Because yellow and purple are opposites of each other, and this is like a very muted purple so that the yellow can stand strong. The green that kills you. I love how there's sort of this yellow-green color that everyone just, like, unanimously knows is terrible. Oseki no Kuniosi. It does kind of have, like, the, Antarcticite hair, doesn't it? It's a good color contrast difference. It's a good color contrast difference. What? No, there's tangents! Not more tangents! Is it on the crossing with the staff? The wing? Oh, shit. Oh, Why? Some of these are so egregious. Some of these are just like, how did this end up happening? How did you end up doing this? How could this have been a... How did you do this? How did you end up doing this? The skins that keep on giving. How do you end up accidentally doing this? This looks so intentional. Ugh, how do you do this by accident? Alright, let's see here. What's on the staff here? Interesting decoration on the staff. Oh wait, it's not a... It's... Wait, I forget what your class is. This is a flail, isn't it? Is this supposed to be a flail? Completely forget what class. Lord? Lord Guard, okay. It is a flail indeed. Interesting, interesting. So not all Lord Guards need swords, got it. I feel like that's more of an instructor type weapon. Well, it's a good contrast. This actually does look like a fashion shoot piece. This is one of the few that actually do feel like it is a fashion shoot. It deals bonus damage to drones, which is kind of all over the place. Lord Guard, not Sword Guard. Hey! Every other one of them that I've seen have been swords. Might as well be Sword Guard. It's a good color contrast though. It's a good color contrast visual here. Leto also doesn't have a sword? Well, I don't remember. I don't think I've seen Leto, so. You say it feels fashion shoot because of the pose, composition, or the lighting? I think because of the pose, because it's on like a busy street corner, and busy street corners are like prime subject area to have fashion shoots. So, I don't know, it's like, it's busy street corner, everything else is fading into the background, and this is like bright front and center, with strong contrast against bright white and pure black. And it just, I don't know, this is like, this is an area where you would just have more, this is just a very fashion typical area. This is gonna bother me forever now. But, yeah, it feels more like a fashion shoot to me, I think. Our Scarp also uses a custom-made weapon. Okay, I get it. Not every Lord Guard uses a sword, but... Lighting also gives a heavy, there are half a dozen light boxes hidden off screen vibes. Yeah, true. That's probably part of it. Look, I like the Lord Guards with swords, okay? Sue me. It's like, it's simple, but it works as a fashion shoot. I don't have too much to say about this one. I think it does a good contrast. I think the pose works well for a fashion piece. But yeah. I think it's interesting. Next one is an even better fashion shoot skin? Okay. Wait, make sure I don't forget this. Cambrian Winter New Arrivals Casual. Rainproof, weather-resistant, close-fitting, yet breathing. The first choice for fashionable youth. Coloring of the lining and some accessories can be changed at the client's request, letting their no-limitation individuality pop. Okay, so we chose the lining of this intense yellow. Interesting. Alright. Please check DM? I don't see a DM here. Alright. Gravel! Oh, this is literally a fashion shoot. This one is literally a fashion shoot. Okay. Gravel skin is peak. This is nice. I like this. This is a, good chibi. Your very first skin? Really? Best stalker. Look, I'd rather have, like, a fashion shoot stalker rather than one that would kill you, right? So, sure, fair enough. This is Gravel's reward for tanking all those missiles for us. Let's see. It's a simple composition, but it's very, very effective. It's a very effective composition. Everything is really unified. I'm looking. I don't immediately see any tangents. I don't think we have any screaming tangents here. Yeah, I really like this composition. It's a very strong composition. This, again, kind of feels like, oh, you know, if you had to design this, you could. This is, like, a very approachable position. Very, very good, simple composition, but the marriage of the black and white color scheme against this work well. It also does a good job with contrasting against her warm skin and warmer hair. So this is actually very nice. I really like this one. I think that this is very pleasing. It's simple visually, but it's very pleasing, and I think the outfit suits her well. And let's see, the knife on the wire. Yeah, this is, oh, two of them. Two swords here. Two, these almost look like, are these machetes? Because they kind of look like machetes. The dueling cape and the ruffled top is giving fencer vibes? True, but not the swords. I don't know what types of swords these are, but Shamshir-like? They're daggers? Aren't daggers a little bit smaller? More scimitar? Shamshir? Yeah, that's fair. I think dagger would be a little smaller and machete would probably be larger, right? That's a knife. Swords are longer. Well, I don't know. I mean, this one looks like it's smaller, but it's also further back. This one looks much larger. A lot of people like this skin quite a lot. It's very fancy. Yeah, I see that. I see. Very large daggers or short swords. Machetes aren't swords, they are chopping tools. That really doesn't stop anybody from using them as swords. You built Gravel for this skin. That's fair. It's a very, very nice, yeah, it's a good skin. It's a very good skin. I like the little details on her sleeves. I like the little ruffle on the sleeves. I think that's a good... This would be really hard to wield, I feel. I feel like this would be really, really difficult to wield. But I like all the little details, the little charms here. This is interesting, this kind of seal with paper? I don't think there's any writing on that. I think it's shading, but it kind of looked like it was writing. But this seal effect, that's interesting. Normally wouldn't see that. Gravel uses stabbers, hence it is daggers. I like the extra detail. I like the extra jewelry here. Machete is for chopping. Men, vines, wood, doesn't matter. It chops. It's multi-purpose, I suppose. Purity seal for the Emperor? What? A litany seal. The Emperor protects. I don't know what you guys mean by this. I think you guys are, like, using references I don't know. I love her expression. She knows she's rocking the fit. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. 40k Warhammer. Thank you, Zangetsu. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. When everybody starts using the exact same reference, I'm going to assume that it's Arknights, but then You absolutely throw me off when you use something like that. But okay, fair enough. Nebulux, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, goodness. Lift together? Lift together? What does that mean? What does lift together mean? Nebulux, hello, hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. My name is Starlight Akari. I'm a Prismatic Kitsune. I am currently going through a bunch of the available Arknights skins that are currently in the shop. I am a professional illustrator, so I like to take it from a drawing, illustration, and composition perspective. And we are happy to have you here. Don't worry about what YouTube is saying. We're happy to have you here. We all live together. Son from Warframe. Why is everybody making all these Warframe and Warhammer references? I know nothing about this. But Nebulux, thank you for the raid. Thank you for bringing your community over. I appreciate it. If you need to leave, get a drink of water, take a rest, do what you need to do. I hope that stream went well. I hope stream went well. Dinos with swords to fashion. Arknights, this game is too painful for me. Neb banned me from phone gacha games from the same company. What? From the same company? If you don't Warframe, you should. Amazing game, will eat your soul in your free time. My soul in my free time has already been taken over by Arknights, sorry. If the outfit wasn't enough of an indication that I'm fully stuck in Terra. A lot of Warframe fans in your YouTube chat? I guess so! I suppose so. Goodness, you guys! Okay, wait. You guys normally don't like Twitch raids, and you get all defensive, so now have they earned your trust? Can we get along with the Warframe references? Do you guys like each other now? Is this like some camaraderie that we can have? What? Is this like, can we get along? Can we get along? They're cool? Never? Never, and they are cool. Come on. You're becoming an Arknights content creator. Please do not resist. Thanks, Supa. You've changed my life here. We are never cool unless a pact of cheese is made. Okay, fair enough. Twitch side, how do you guys feel about cheese? Alright, Nebulux says yum. Is that good enough for you guys? Is that good enough for you guys? In fairness, Twitch is horrible, but you can't act like YouTube is any better. Also, I refuse to be cool. Feel free to be on whatever side makes you comfortable. We do tend to have most people on the YouTube side. If you would like to join the YouTube side, we're happy to have you there. They will defend with cheese. Please keep that in mind. Neb eats fistfuls of cheese on the rig. Then we should get along great. MG says we are satisfied. Okay, we are satisfied. We're satisfied. It's all good. Cheese to meet them halfway. There you go. There you go. All right. I think that this gravel skin is very, very nice looking. Again, I think the composition is really great. And I can see why so many people like it. She definitely knows that she's at a fashion shoot and she knows she's got the look down. The strips of paper were in real life parchments of Bible verses. They were prominent on Crusader Knight armor to give them God's protection. Ooh, okay. I was gonna say, like, I thought these were verses. I thought this had some sort of writing on it. And I was interested that it was, like, tacked on with a seal. Bible verses. No, that makes sense, because she constantly says that she's a Kashmir Knight, and I would know that because she's the only operator that I get using the fast redeploy tag. Calmage, thank you very much for following on Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's very, very nice. All right. Let's see here. New arrivals slash modeling night. Tailored cashmere apparel. Slim fit, highly accessorized, accompanied by a cloak in a complementary shade, sure to draw the eyes of every onlooker. Well, we can definitely tell that. Also, I'm sorry, KLMX. I hope that it's just, like, easy enough to just chop out a chunk like this. I'm sorry if this causes problems. There are even military gear companies that professionally made these verses for soldiers to put on ballistic vests. Interesting, interesting. Fast redeploy should almost always give you her or Jay. Yep, 100%. 100%. Alright, next up is Schwarz. Okay. Again, we don't normally see Schwarz. We do not normally see them. I like her tail in this skin. I like the big movement of her tail here. Birds? Where do you see birds? I'm looking at... Oh, I see two. Okay, here, a few birds. There we go. There's the birds. Very, very bright blue bird here. Yes, very, very, very bright blue bird. Is this salon? Is this bird supposed to be a salon representation symbol? You know what it means when a cat does big tail swooshes? Nothing good. Yeah, I think the bluebird is Salon. I'm still not used to pronouncing her name like that. I realized that during the entire Heart of Surging Flame event that I was pronouncing her name incorrectly. So I'll try to get used to it. But yeah. Okay, so Salon representation with the birds. Look at the traffic signal. Very specifically, do not climb the architecture here. She does not care. She does not care, absolutely. Were you calling her ceiling for a while? I was not calling her ceiling. I was calling her Salon. But, okay, it's supposed to be Salon. I was not calling her ceiling, jeez. I still hold she says her own name wrong. No, I actually asked somebody about it, and they said that it is supposed to be Salon, and that is apparently a reference to other existing things, including like some sort of perfume company. It is supposed to be Salon, but it looks like it should be Ceylon, so it throws me off. Anyway, Salon bird. Salon representation bird. Lots of birds, even birds on the crossbow. Okay. The birds seem very comfortable with her then. Weird, but the more you know. I know, it feels strange. She needs her sniper position, a sign isn't going to stop her. Yeah, but the question is, does she need to be in sniper position right now, or is she just being a fashion rebel? Is she sitting on her bag? Is she? I can't- wait, are these, like... maybe? Yeah, possibly. It looks like it. It looks like she's sitting on her bag as a cushion, because I don't think it would be very comfortable to sit on a metal pipe, so fair enough. Let me see what else here. Little cat motif on her shirt. The more I look at it, the more it reminds me of typical Studio Shaft Monogatari-like abstract architecture. Kind of. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Especially here, where it's just like the general shape. Ash asked her to be up there, probably. Rainbow Six crossover skin? Oh, okay. Depending on the target, you gotta stick to a position up to 2 to 3 days in advance, sometimes even longer. Jeez. It's giving such a desolate cityscape vibe. I do like the positioning, again, with the dynamic perspective. Like, having it, like... I think it's really nice when an artist can successfully make it look like we're looking up at the character. And I think that the perspective of the way their body movement is, I think it does a really good job. The more I look, the more it looks like the skyscrapers are falling down. Wait, because of the perspective? Because of, like, the sort of almost fisheye lens? I think this is kind of fisheye, isn't it? Not really sure. I can't quite tell. It looks like it would be hard to draw, at least. That's for sure. Yeah, I think it's the fisheye effect, from what I can tell. It's a bit concave. That would be fisheye. Or third perspective, well, no, it would be a little bit more curved if it was fisheye, so I think it's just the three-point perspective. The background is fisheye, the foreground isn't. Yeah, I could... Okay, if that's the case, then I can sort of see how it would create a little bit of, like, visual uncertainty, I guess. I love how the brightest thing in this entire painting, and the most, like, separated in color, is Salon's bird motif. If you check the buildings, they lean inward. But are they, like, curved, or are they straight? They're still straight. They're not curved. Normally fisheye would look pretty curved. They're at least still straightened, though. I like the little warmer highlights in various areas. Kind of brings the whole thing together. And the little extra additions of orange help make the whole thing feel like it has more movement. The 3 points are all above the center line, which gives it the fisheye look. Yeah, that's true. Background being a bit distorted makes the place look like it's even higher up, almost like fake vertigo. Yeah, I can see. Also, like, this here has sort of the curvature. It's not straight. It definitely looks like it has a little bit more foreshortening going on. It's a pretty good design, I think. In terms of, like, the artistic knowledge that you would need to pull this off, I think it has very strong artistic knowledge. Alright. Striker Series Skyline. A product of Raytheon Industries geared for hypothetical city combat environs. Although, along with basic protection, the application of the latest in reflective paint allows specialist personnel to blend into complex surroundings of the city. Application of the latest in reflective paint. Is that what's going on with these little pieces here? I guess this is a reflective paint? This orange that's going around? I can't see where else that would be. No generative AI that I'm aware of could pull that off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is very much like artist hand 100%. Alright. Next is Liskarm. Goodness, that lighting. Okay, very intense lighting right off the bat here. Very, very intense lighting. Kind of this, like, overcoming a giant war field here. Doomslayer pose. Beware, there's a little spooky face. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine if it's still. It's fine if it's still. The thing that killed me with the herd was the fact that it was, like, intentionally meant to jump scare you. This is okay. This is okay. I love the intense neon lighting here of the headlight effect on the shield. This is interesting. The way that they painted this flag. It's like, it doesn't quite make sense, but it doesn't really need to. It just gets the effect that you need. Her pose and flag immediately evoke, Jeanne d'Arc. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can 100% see it. Or, The, like, Liberty leading the people, that painting too. Okay, I see the spooky face. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely, like, winning and overcoming the war. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's not the worst thing ever. I'm okay. That's fine. It definitely does give Liberty leading the people, I think. But I love the intense lighting of this piece. It's almost like a spotlight on her face, which is interesting, right? Because with the whole shield in front of her, her face realistically should entirely be in shadow. Unless there's another light coming from the other direction. Realistically, her face should be entirely in shadow, so this is definitely taking a very artistic liberty for the benefit of making a better visual composition. I think you're the first that I know that was jump scared by the story CG. So, what I remember the story CG doing is that it was like, it appears immediately, it flashes red, white, and then shows the image. So it's like, it's meant to be loud, sudden, and aggressive. It's like, maybe other people didn't get as freaked out as I did, but it's definitely meant to evoke the feeling of a jump scare, I believe. But yeah, I love the lighting on her face, even though it doesn't make any sense, like, with physics. Even though it doesn't make any sense with physics. Like, where the lighting position is, I think it works really well. I think it's very effective. I love how sharp it is. I love how the lighting feels like, you get this nighttime feeling and this glow on the face. And it works really well. The fact that we sort of have, like, her lightning effects on the shield, and then the intense, like, the shield's light is so strong in this piece, you actually don't get the effect very well when you zoomed in. When you're zooming in, I feel like it doesn't pull it off as nicely, but when you zoom out, and you see all of the darker colors here of the mob, then you really, really get that, intense Liberty, success, Joan of Arc, Liberty leading the people vibes. And the bright, intense neon blue does a great job bringing you over to Liskarm's face. Plus, also, the marriage of the slight gradient blue here, bringing your eye back, does a really good job here, I think. I like the CG, I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry, it's fine if you like it. But yeah, I think, compositionally, it looks very, very good. The light also shines on her like a holy figure, it's cool. It does, right? We have, like, probably the moonlight. If this is at nighttime, right? This is probably the moonlight from behind the clouds, and it's bright enough to illuminate her entire figure. Also, Asterfell, hello! It is great to see you! Hello, hello! Yeah, the moonlight coming from behind the clouds does a really great silhouetting effect, especially against her darker outfit, the darker tights and skirt. Against the bright moonlight, it would not have the same effect if the whole thing was in clouds, but it creates an amazing vignette effect. Is it actually just me? The way her hip is posed makes her, like, stepping forward pose feel off to me? I think it's alright. It doesn't bother me too much. I think I get what you're saying with the turn of... I think it's the turn of her waist, and then the turn of her hips, and then the turn of the knee. It feels a little imbalanced, but on the other hand, I don't think you can be perfectly balanced when stepping over dead bodies. So if your leg kind of crumbles a little bit and twists a little bit when you're stepping over dead bodies, I kind of think that's a little bit understandable. So I think it's fine. I think it still works. Alright, let's see here. A product of Raytheon Industries, Striker Series Overload. A combat outfit fully tailored to exceptional specialist personnel. Offers reliable defense in all environments, further supports the operator's own Originium arts. Okay, interesting. Why do you know that? Because I'm not picturing it as in the same way. I'm thinking about, like, just my experience crawling over mounted rock. I would assume would be similar. Alright. Next up is... okay, I don't know how to pronounce this operator's name. It's just right? Like, the K is silent or something? Do most people say or ak? I would imagine most people say ak. AK-47. Just ak? Okay. I thought I remember someone saying that the K was silent for some reason. It's only silent in JPCN? Okay. Because that would be Arknights. Arknights, amazing. I pronounce it like the sound I make when I see him. Alright, I know that he's like, from what I don't know anything about this operator. I know none of his backstory. But from the little reference that I know, he seems entirely unethical. I think I get the idea that he's a very unethical character, but I'm sad because I really like his design. I've heard he's extremely unethical, but I love his design. Alright, yeah, he's definitely unethical. Let's see, what do we have here? Ethic is such a loose term. Ethics is subjective. Well, I don't know if this guy is sleeping. So that's interesting. Something here was broken into. Some sort of papers, records. Someone's wallet. Okay, that definitely isn't normal. The fact that someone's wallet's here is not normal. He fell asleep in a strawberry jam. I at least don't see any strawberry jam here, okay? Alright, Aka's telling us to hush. You know, this is such a crazy... This is so crazy when you think about the fact that this is from a fashion catalog. Like, when I see, when I see, like, the Texas skin or something, and I'm like, this is a fashion catalog. He didn't steal the wallet, it's just there? Yeah, but no one leaves their wallet down there. No one leaves their wallet like that. And we thought Calvin Klein was edgy for their ads. Alright. We've got, like, a folding screen here. Lots of different papers. Lots of different papers strewn around. You can look fabulous while committing manslaughter. Perfect selling point. Interesting, lion dog decoration. And dragons, okay. Can't make out any of the photos aside from some sort of group or class or organization. The outfit looks good. I can't deny the outfit looks good. I like the details. I like the gold trim. Obviously, you definitely freak me out. But I still like your design. Ugh, I knew about your design before I started Arknights because I knew about Hun's design, and there were so many pictures, so much fan art of these two together. So I saw this design way, way, way before I started Arknights. That's an interesting detail that one of the lights is broken. Like, shattered broken. High-waisted Y-cut pants always go hard. It's a good outfit, don't get me wrong. It's a good outfit. I like the colors. I like the little tassel decorations. I really like the extra gold trim on the sleeves, on the front. Where were you looking for art of the duo? I don't know, probably Pixiv or something? I wasn't actively seeking it out. I saw Hun, and it was linked to a 3D model. And then I was like, oh, who is this character? And the word Arknights didn't even register until, like, years later. I like how the pillow is the same color as the curtains. It's like, the design of the room is well balanced. Also, the shadow being more of a intense blue, like the pillow. It does a good job tying everything together. It's like, yeah, the green and gold and orange is a pleasing color combination, I would say. It's a well-designed skin. It's a well-designed environment. There's obviously a lot of chaos. There's definitely a lot of problems going on, but I like the touches of blue everywhere. I like how the gold works well together, and I like the additions of orange kind of bringing the balance of the color scheme together. Very calm scene that was very clearly violent and chaotic moments ago. Just has the energy. Oh yeah, no. He's definitely finished his job and he's, like, calling the boss or something. Star, I know you're bad, so stop looking so good. I like his design, but he doesn't seem like a great, great operator. Alright. Doctor of Faces, handcrafted by Lundman artisans with a design concept more inclined toward the east. Its main appeal is to highlight the wearer's personality. Onlookers can sense the simplicities and trends of Lundman. No, I definitely get it, with like the tassels and the gold details and everything. And it looks good in the chibi. It's a good outfit design, but like also this is a terrible scene. Hello, Grendel. Welcome in. I love your drip. Thank you. I appreciate that, Grendel. Thank you. Oh, all right. Oh, look. Speaking of. All right. On is next. Alright, we've got like a... Oh, I like all the neon lights here. Neon lights, bright city of Lundman. Very nice, very nice. Oh, look at the cute little tail wag. Look at the sweet little tail wag. That's cute. Look at that. Look at the little tail wag. Did Kuroblood redeem himself with these? Yeah, these are nice. I like Kuroblood's work. I like Kuroblood's work. Are you referring to the waifu skin? I just thought it didn't have enough contrast to separate waifu herself, but yeah, no, this is very well done. Look, Kuroblood has the design for all the anthro operators. I can't not like them. A tomboy starlight, not a usual sight. Grendel, this outfit is is the outfit of the main character in Arknights. Or main player character, I should say. Ami is the main character. Main player character, I suppose. Alright. I like the neon here. You got like this cab driver aesthetic. It's nice. Oh, I love the play of color here. I love the intense lighting. It definitely has the feeling like streetlights. And yeah, the bounce light is really nice. The little, oh, is it snowing? Oh, it's snowing. Okay, I couldn't... Okay, it's snowing in London. And he's a cab driver, okay. Dog furry dude, of course you like this husbando. Look at him! He looks so sweet, he looks so gentle. His chibi has him wagging his tail, what's not to like? Again, I like the marriage here of the green and the orange. Because, like, red and green are the opposite colors. So going one off to an orange is a nice harmonious color choice. You balance the chaos of Ak with the cuteness of Hun. His fur pattern, almost looks like his eye is open even when it's closed. Oh yeah, because the little, yeah. No, I think it's like, wait, what do you mean? It's not closed, it's just like, slightly lowered. I actually prefer the E2 over the skin, but this is still nice. It's a very different vibe, right? I think it's a very, very different vibe. It's a very, separated thing from what I can tell. But I love the cab driver aesthetic, and I like the little lights on the chrome here. This almost, like, dappling of confetti, reflecting the lights of the city. It's really nice. I don't know where we are. This maybe looks like a restaurant or a theater. The neon sign is 10 out of 10 accurate. How a lot of signs are designed back in the 80s and 90s. It's nice. It definitely has a bit of a nostalgic vibe to it. I have not seen any of the Lee's Detective Agency stuff. No. Not yet. No. His left eye is closed, his right eye is open. You can see the difference in eye detail between them. Okay, if that is fur markings, then yeah, that is a little bit confusing. That is a little confusing. I thought he just had heterochromia, to be honest. Are you sure? I don't know, it still looks kind of lowered to me, but I believe you if that's the case. It's his eyes closed. That is, yeah, that is definitely confusing for sure. But I love the neon here. The neon and the lanterns, it's a good balance of things. I think we only have one, maybe two operators with heterochromia? I remember there was one other, but now I forget who. Forget who I'm thinking of. Oh, Griffin, oh my gosh, why do I never remember her name? Arketto! Rosa, too? Rosa also has... I didn't know about Rosa, but yeah, Arketto definitely, because Arketto has, like, the 3D glasses color. But I really do like the color scheme in this piece. Also, making the sky, making the highlights from the lit city, the bright green, to complement the bright green of the neon, I think is really good. And then the orange of the lanterns and the neon, complementing his fur color, I think is also a very good touch. It's a nice skin though. It's very cutesy. It's very sweet. I like the, okay, this is confusing because now he has the opposite eye closed. Now he has the opposite eye closed, and now this one's open. I love the little wagging tail, though. Alright, Just a Driver, handcrafted by Lundman artisans with a design concept more inclined toward the West. Its main appeal being to create a balanced sense of uniform. Many fasteners adorn the outfit, reserving space for the client to personalize, mix, and match. Nice. If the chibi turns around, it's the other eye again. That is the one thing that bothers me about the chibis. And I understand that it would be a lot more work to do it any other way, but it bothers me that the chibis can be off their symmetry. Off of their symmetry. Like, some character that has an element that is only supposed to be on their left side will be seen on the right side in the chibi. I understand it makes it faster. It still bothers me. Can't blame him, there's too much work for so many chibis. I know. But it's just, yeah, I know it would be too much. I understand. Small indie company. I know, I get you. Speaking of Rosa, I need to real quick confirm, you read Children of Ursus, right? Yes. If so, I recommend you to try to find the Rhodes Kitchen manga. There's a chapter about the bears, and it's cute. So, funny story, real quick, about the Rhodes Kitchen manga. I was going to order it, along with a larger order where I gave Yostar like $100 in duty fees and shipping, and I was like, you know what? I might as well throw in anything else I can get that's only in English, only this time, only time I can ever do this. And if you try to specifically add the Rhodes Kitchen manga to the cart, it specifically says this item cannot be combined with any other items. I don't know why. It's the one item you cannot order with anything else. Because I was going to. And if you try, like, I tried to force it before, right? I tried to force it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, add it. It'll let me add it, and then I'm gonna try to check out, and it's like, no, you can't do that. We see that this item is not something you're allowed to do. Rhodes Kitchen also exists digitally for free. Not pirated as far as I know, you can still read it. Oh, no. I mean, like, I'm sure that you can still read it. It's just that if I was going to be making such a stupidly giant order, I was going to try to add it. And you can't. You can't add it. Yeah, I know. I just, you know what, I like physical copies of things. I like physical copies of things. I know that you can get ebooks of things. I know you can get ebooks of the art books. But I like holding things and knowing they are in my possession. Look, I have... People joke a lot that I have, like, crow thoughts when it comes to too many ideas and chasing too many shiny things. I'm also like a crow in the sense that I like to hoard the shiny things. Maybe that's more like a dragon. I don't know. But I like to have the physical thing in possession. I like to hoard the shiny thing. But yeah. Star is many things. Fair. I like to hold on to the physical thing. Still a crow, you're not scary enough to be a dragon. I can't possibly comment. Locked Key, the leader of the shiny things. The same with video games. I'd rather have physical copy than digital. Yes, exactly. You get it. You get it. I'm a fearsome dragon in a way. Physical copy of the Soul Turbo art book. Oh, we don't talk about that. That's just as painful. Alright, alright. Next is... Helliger! Alright. Oh, this is a combat one. Is this okay? Interesting. Huh. It's mega safe? Okay, great to know. Wow. Okay, I'm loving the full composition of this piece. I can see, what looks like the Aegis? I can't really tell. Dang, this pose is, like, really, and, yeah. We don't see too many skins where... Yeah, the shield guards, thank you. Sorry, I start losing words after some time. We don't normally see a skin that showcases the operator from head to toe. And I don't think we've seen any skins where the environment goes in landscape. I don't think we've seen many of these. I don't think we've seen a landscape environment where the operator is, like, front, face, and center extremely confident. So, okay, this is shield guards, and there's snow everywhere. There's definitely an Ursus. I love the effect of the blur movements of the birds here. This whole piece has so much movement, and it's also, like, pointed inward. It has a lot of movement because of the snow, because of the birds. And yet he's still standing. Everything else feels like it is in motion. The shield guards feel like they're in motion, the birds are in motion, the wind and snow is in motion, and he is standing tall and proud. Very, very solidly on the ground. Very solidly on, very, like, confident. And the main color, the brightest color here is his jacket. Is the underside here, the bright, intense red of the jacket and the trim and the decorations. And of course we have it repeated a little bit with his fellow soldier behind him. And a tiny bit here on the shield guards, but look at how muted it is on the shield guard. It's almost like a brown. So we don't see the intensity of the red as much as we do on Helliger himself. This is him like 30 years ago. Less beard, less wrinkles. So, very, very tall and proud. I like it a lot. I like anything with a big flowing cape like this. I'm very biased to the big flowing capes. I like how the shield guards also create a lot of contrast. But because of how, like, giant their composition takes up, they almost feel a little bit like part of the background. But because the background is all snowy, they stand out pretty well. I like the little trims of gold around here. The gold and the red work well together. Alright, I want to zoom in a little bit on, like, how they drew the face. Again, this is a great example of how to draw the hair really well. The way that they have the movement of the hair here. It doesn't get too lost. It has a lot of grace and movement. Wind direction feels a bit weird to me. Why is that? I think the wind direction actually works very well. I think it all kind of, well, okay, if you're in a snowstorm, right? The wind isn't necessarily all going to go the same direction, but I think it feels pretty consistent here. And this kind of has a little bit of a curvature to it, but I think it all flows pretty evenly. Also, the weapons here, the weapon he's holding, the weapon of his partner, the secondary weapon in his hand, they're all sort of pointing in the same direction as the wind, as the bird is also in the same direction. I think it actually works really well, personally. Hair and left jacket flying opposite direction? What do you mean? Hair and left jacket flying opposite direction. I don't really think they're going in the opposite direction. The cape is going the same direction, the hair is going the same direction, and this isn't necessarily this is not the opposite direction so much as it is just this part is flying upward. Which again, if you're in a snowstorm, it's not going to be all particularly one direction. There's going to be a little bit of chaotic movement. So this is more so the jacket itself lifting from this place where it sits on his body. Because are you saying that it would just like flow forward along with the cape? It could, but because that's not how the fabric is built, it wouldn't necessarily do that. Some wind vortexes can happen. General wind is going left. Yeah, exactly. General wind is going left. Snow is going left. Weapons are facing left. And there might be a little bit of a lift in the jacket, but because of the way the jacket is built here with the fabric, it's not going to immediately shoot off to the left. It's going to have a little bit of a general lift and a little bit of chaos. Wind can kind of bounce things from the ground up. Exactly. Exactly. I think the color scheme is very good in this one. It's another example of doing everything very well in grayscale, and then adding the bright, saturated pops of color exactly where they need to be. In this case, the red is straight in the middle. Like, Helliger's face is higher, and the red is right here. So our eye is actually naturally going to go to his center and the composition center, faster than it's going to go to his face. But I think it's okay because the sky here is more of a blue, it's less of a white. The blue against the tips of the feathers here are again going to create enough contrast to bring your attention back to his face. So you're going to look straight here, but then you're going to be looking at the gold of the sword. It's going to sort of take you around. This is going to sort of bounce up here, and your eye is eventually going to land back on his face. There's also red trim that is surrounding his face, which is also going to help bring your eye there too. Another grayscale master study? Oh, this one would be so hard. Look how many characters are in this. This one would be so difficult. I mean, if I really simplified it, maybe. If I really learned to simplify, if I didn't try to do a one-to-one like I did for Arknights Memoir, maybe. But I would have to heavily restrain myself from extra detail. Had that often enough out on sea, the weather can be strange, yeah. What are your thoughts on the static banners? Do you mean the fact that they're not flowing in the wind? I think maybe they're tied at the bottom, but I can't really tell. Or maybe it's just a much heavier fabric. I think those aren't the kind of because do you see how the symbol of the bird is right here? I don't think these banners are meant to be loose. I think these are meant to be straightened banners. Just to sell the wind better would be nice. Maybe. Yeah, I think the banners are fixed here. They're tattered. They're definitely tattered. But the Ursus emblem being in the front, if it was like to the side, like this, if the flag went out this direction and we saw the Ursus emblem, then yes, they would make sense in the wind. I think these are meant to be tacked down so that they don't move as much, so that they are more of like a sturdy, intense, strong flag position. So I think they aren't supposed to move as much. But I do see what you're saying. It would sell the general wind feeling more. I feel like this does work here, though, because you do need some pieces that are, you do need a few pieces that do have a little bit more structure, and because they are the Ursus flags, they are meant to be, like, very grounded, intense, you know, impossible to topple over, right? They're supposed to represent strength, so they're not going to be flying in the wind, they're going to be sort of tacked down and structured. Alright. It's interesting how much more yellow is in the chibi. There's so much more yellow in this chibi. I probably would have toned it down a little bit. The eyes are also very intense. I do like the coat, though. I think the coat looks good, but I probably would have toned down the yellow in the chibi because I think it actually looks a lot nicer when it has the more muted color scheme. Alright. Octopath Illusion. Helliger's clothing during his time as Vanguard Commander in the Blood Peak campaign. If he weren't an enemy, if he could have served Ursus, even if no such possibility existed. Alright, interesting. You take a look at his tail, he really is a horse bird. Here? It's definitely a very long tail, yes. Interesting. Alright. Alright, Shirayuki. This is such a strange skin to me because I'm so used to seeing Shirayuki in all black that to see Shirayuki in bright white is such a visual difference. And I get it. She's like a stoat, right? Or a pine marten. So I understand that they themselves are white, but I'm used to seeing her in all black, so it's a strange combo. Yeah, I see the pine marten here. This would have been perfect to have included as a chibi. This one feels lazy? Even though I think the composition is good. I like the composition a lot. I do like the pose a lot. I think it works for Shirayuki in particular because it shows her size. Stoat is correct? Okay. Oh, pine marten are normally brown, aren't they? Okay. I don't think it's necessarily lazy. I think it works for her. Yeah, white stoat. I mean, the idea of the skin being literally the color swap and the different shoes. I don't recognize her original one to make enough comparison. This is something where I would normally say, like, yes, I agree that it's too simple. However, keeping in mind that Shirayuki is a ninja, the simplicity actually makes sense for her. I understand that might not be everybody's cup of tea, and they would want to see her in a more crazy outfit. Personally, I would love to see more outfits for Shirayuki, but considering that stoats, they blend in a lot, they do a lot of camouflage, and they have like winter coats. I think it makes sense for her to have a white outfit in the winter because she is a ninja and she does have to blend in more. So you would have to have a white coat in the winter for a ninja. I think the fact that it is more simple and understated would not make a lot of sense for other operators, but does make sense for her. You think there are cooler ninja ideas? This one is the same but white. It annoys you personally, but I get why others might like it. I mean, that's fair. Everyone's allowed their own opinion, right? I think it makes sense from the perspective of a ninja, but I would agree that it would not make any perspective from anyone else. I don't really remember the original outfit enough to make the comparison. Her hands are scary, never noticed they are so intense. Yeah, we've got, like, the intense claws here. Which is funny, because you normally don't picture a stoat as having intense claws. Like, the stoat here does not have intense claws. And yet you've got, like, what almost look, canine or like, wolf-like, right? But instead, she's like a tiny little stoat. Yeah, so it's like, it's simple, but the pose fits her really well. I think the action, looking down on her pose works very well. Sort of shows that her, smaller stature. The hand is comparatively huge. That is true. It's probably trying to do a foreshortening effect, but it's not really doing a good job with foreshortening. The stoat looks angry and cute. I do like Shiryuki. I do like Shiryuki as an operator. Yeah, I would have liked to see more variety in the clothing, but I guess I can also understand it specifically for Shiryuki. I like that the one, aside from the brown of the fur, I do like that the one piece of color that is poking out is her eye, having more of a saturated blue. I think that works nicely. Jojo, you're heading out? Alright, thank you very much. I appreciate you stopping by today. I think the skin, in a way, lacks some detail, but it's a good look for her. Yeah, I think it's like... I feel like this would not work as well for any other operator, but it does specifically work for her. I think that is sort of the main thing to take from it, right? It is kind of interesting because the circular position of the composition, it does give like especially with like the circle here for the blade, it does give a tiny bit of like an almost subtle yin-yang feeling with this part being darker. I don't know. It's very, very subtle and it's probably not intentional, but it does kind of give the feeling about that. Oh, I'm sorry. I got confused between Wilson Fox and Jojo. Sorry. You said goodnight, Fox, and I got confused. Well, Wilson Fox, you're probably out now, but I hope you have a good night. Alright. Wind of Breaking Blade. Shiryuki's combat attire in her confrontation with Samurai Taisho serving the north. During the northern and southern courts battle of Ichigo. The head orders, sight enemies, see blood. Confrontation serving the north. Sight enemies, see blood. Okay, huh. Interesting. Yeah, the chibi is definitely on the simpler side, but I do like the intensity of the pose in this skin for the illustration. I do think that the chibi and the outfit itself is a little too simple, but I think that it at least did a good job, I think it at least did a good job balancing things with the more intense pose and the intense showcase of her weapon and everything. I like how they pick out just the singular eye color for the UI on the fashion page. That's good. You know what's missing? A cute stoat on top of her head? I know, right? Like, there's no reason they couldn't have included the, no reason they could not have included the stoat as a chibi somewhere in the piece. Okay, now Star, go right, and more to the right? What? What do you mean by that? I think that's the end, right? What do you mean? Right, and more to the right? Okay. There's maybe one skin you didn't do that you bought? Oh! Did I not do this one? 2 skin I didn't do reviews on? I'm not sure what you mean. Suzudoon and Platinum? Oh, I didn't- yeah, okay, I didn't review- okay. Alright, fair enough. I'd love to redo Suzerain's, Cherry Blossom one at some point. You can stop if you want. They're only available for 4 more days, right? Didn't you do the review for Suzerain? No, I bought the Cherry Blossom one and reviewed it, but I did not review the Suzudoon one. The catalog is still there, that is true. Yeah. I might do these later, just because I am kind of at my limit for today, I think. So we can always look at these later, right? I'm so happy we call her Suzudoon, that it caught on. So I probably won't be able to get to the 3 new skins before these ones are out of the shop. But I hope that this still gives people enough of a review to be able to make any existing purchase decisions while these are still in the shop. Alright. We're gonna wrap up there. Next stream is going to be Saturday. We are continuing Walk in the Dust, and we did not get very far with Walk in the Dust, so I don't entirely know what's going on yet. I don't really know what any of the big things are, so don't say anything yet. We will keep walking in the dust. Yeah, we'll do Walk in the Dust. And, yeah, if you haven't yet joined the Discord, definitely consider joining our Discord. There is an Arknights channel. Please note that it is meant to be for as far as I am in the story. So anything past Act 1, if you want to discuss anything past Act 1, please use the threads to discuss anything spoiler-related. I would really appreciate it. Definitely consider subscribing on YouTube if you haven't yet, or following on Twitch. Most of the activity is on YouTube, so if you are on the Twitch side and you're curious about the YouTube side, come on over, we would be happy to have you. That is also where you're going to get shorts and evergreen videos and things like that. Keep hydrated so the dust doesn't affect your reading. I will try. But regardless, thank you very much, guys. I will see you Saturday. Have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world or the worlds beyond. And well, thank you so much.